Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the All Things Protoss team. I still get I still just laugh so much anytime that intro is played because it is literally so perfect, and it's way too hype for its own worth. It's quite amazing. Anyways, we are here, ready to go into our next two series, the last two series of the week into week 2, and the first one will be Team EBA, All Things Primate, going against Team Eiger, Alternate Reality. And yeah, it's going to be a pretty wonderful series. I've also got two people here over on the desk as well joining us today. Two new people. We've got Eiger and we've got Angreth. Welcome, you two. How are you guys feeling today?
Thank you. Feeling great.
Thank you, Jamie. I'm rather hyped, not gonna lie.
That's excellent. I'm very glad to hear it. Eiger, your team is going to be playing today. Well, actually, Angreth, aren't you also on Eiger's team?
No, I'm an EBUS.
Oh, sick. Perfect. Oh, yeah, it's next match that the two analysts on the same team. That's right. Excellent. Cool. So you have opposing people here. This is actually literally perfect. So, Eiger, are you expecting to take this one pretty easily despite your pretty lackluster showing in the first series, in the first match from last week?
Yeah, we don't speak about last week though. That was a poor week for us. This week, I was hoping to actually go to the Ace match because I'd be looking forward to putting EBA in a locker for a couple of weeks, and it seems like I won't get that opportunity. So,
well, maybe you will because no one knows the results of these matches yet, right?
Yeah, exactly. I'm really hoping this one goes the distance. Just
exactly.
so I put EBA in a locker.
Honestly, the start of the sentence wasn't very confident, you know?
I mean, let's be honest. Eiger himself had a pretty poor result in his PvP last time versus Enpo, so you know, Luton was also alluding to that as well yesterday. So, you know, it's okay to feel a little defeated after that, but you know, it's a new week. It's always possible that we can do more. Angreth, oh sorry, go ahead. I
was saying I did a lot of practice since then. I changed my hotkeys, changed my name, changed my account. So I'm feeling good about
change your GPU.
Yeah.
Yeah,
what was the problem with your PC, by the way?
My PC broke, so I'm actually using a different one now.
So you just got a whole new computer?
Yeah, I kind of had one lying around.
Jesus, damn. Unfortunate from last week, but yeah, you are here now, so that's good. Yeah. Angreth, you are not the captain of this team, but you are actually older, more mature, and wiser than the actual captain that you have. So that's better for you to be here. So what do you expect going into this match?
Well, I do believe in my team since I do most of the work instead of you, but.
Oh, are you actually the brains behind this whole ordeal here?
Yes.
Wow, so you're like the actual coach?
Yes, basically. EBA is the one who, how to call it, has to carry, you know?
Yeah, that's right. You call him in when needed, and then everything else is just you're dictating it, you know?
The mastermind.
Interesting. Given the fact that neither of you know how this results or how this match result is going to be, what are our predictions here, Eiger? Are you expecting like a clean 6-0, or what do you think?
Well, okay, what matchups do we have? We have Cognite versus
There's
Defy.
Mars versus Guitar King. There is Angreth character, and then Cog Defy.
Yeah, I heard Guitar King, Mars Bar, Guitar King has an off race, so I've got them being very confident there to not very confident. No offense, but I don't believe Guitar King's turn. Yeah, Cognite Defy, I bet Cognite could absolutely own him. Easy mode for Cognite. And Angreth, well, he's in the call with me, but he's no good. He's gonna get destroyed.
Angreth, any retaliation right there after that? Anything to say?
I think about the first match, I think that Eiger's a little bit wrong, you know?
Really?
Cognite is solid, but Defy has some builds.
It's true. That will not be the first match, though. That is the last match, but either way.
The last, yeah.
Continue cooking.
The Angered versus character. I'm gonna flame myself and believe in character.
Oh wow, okay. Griefing.
Because I know that Eiger is extremely bad against dumb shit against cheeses.
Mm. And you're gonna do that instead of turtle to carriers for 50 minutes?
I mean, I can't put you to this suffering, you know.
Yeah, true.
Marsburg versus Guitar King. Yeah, I'm not very comfortable about Guitar King. Because he has to off-race. And I know he never off-races in his entire life.
Oh, is that true?
Yes.
Yeah, so the rule
Marsbar like a fiddle.
was what?
He's gonna play Marsbar like a fiddle, you know.
Everyone
Doesn't
been
matter.
blaming Iba for picking Marsbar, but in fact, Iba is the real mastermind.
Yeah,
he
true,
picked
honestly.
Marsbar, so everyone else have to off-race.
Exactly. Yeah, that's actually a good point. That's like actually a real thing to think about because yeah, because of the MMR difference, the rule here is that the higher MMR player, if 700 MMR higher, needs to off race to make it more even. And so Guitar King is in that threshold. So yes, he will be off racing versus Mars in this first series. So it'll be a TVZ to start us in the All Things Protoss Team League, which will be a wonderful thing to experience here. So we're both pretty set that Guitar King's basically hopeless here?
I
I
am.
wouldn't say so. I've seen him strategizing in our private Discord where all the great minds get together and brainstorm, and there's been some bills floating around, some turn possibilities.
Nice.
I indeed could imagine him like pulling out some, I don't know, 4x CV all-in or some shit.
Yeah, I hope he's been checking out the rough stream. And I think we're good to go.
Awesome. All right. Thank you, boys, for your insights and going into this first match. I'll be back with you guys after the first one here. So thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Wonderful.
Thank you, Gemini.
All right. Some wonderful insight indeed after speaking with Eiger and Angrath. Love to hear the interesting stories from behind it. So yeah, we are going to be going straight into this first one today. All these ones are casted from replays because none of the teams were able to schedule it live. So that's unfortunate, but it is the situation and it is the reality of what we're doing. Wow, I was so confused for a second why StarCraft of all things was not showing on my screen. Anyways. Oh, sorry. I forgot that I'm on a different account. Beep, bop, boop. Wonderful. So, anyways. We are going to be getting into this. None of the players decided to use the color thing, as we also forgot about that, but that's fine, whatever. Eventually, we'll get that ironed out. Spawning on the top right side of the map, playing for Team Iba, it is Mr. Mars Bar, the Zerg player. And on the bottom left, playing for Alternate Reality, it is Guitar King, who, like I said, is off-racing because his MMR as Protoss is too high compared to Mars Bar, so he is forced to off-race and he has chosen to play Terran. And according to the other, according to the analyst of Angrath here, apparently Guitar King does not exactly off-race very often. So I'm curious to see what happens here. Yeah, I know. The color thing was mentioned last week, and we thought we're still trying to get people to follow with that. I actually forget which color each team is. Actually, I only know my team and like one other and two other. Actually, Iba's is pink, isn't it? Or purple? No, Acheron is purple. Eiger is yellow. No, Eiger's orange. Sorry, Eiger loves his orange. So Eiger team, remember to always be orange further after this. Art, we really can rely on Arden to be an absolute simp for every single rule in this team league, so it's good for that at least. Marsbar is actually going to be opening for a bit of a cheeky opener. He's a Roach Roarn already halfway done at the 2-minute mark. Mars is definitely a connoisseur of the shed. He is definitely he's got many different types of cheese in his pantry or fridge. Put cheese in the fridge. But yeah, he is definitely a Zerg operator. loves to throw out some gimmicky, cheesy shit. Proxy hatch, one of them, but this time it's going to be a fast Roach Warren with a couple of Lings already out to deny the natural here. And I mean, Guitar King, being an off-racer, it's definitely going to be a little bit difficult to deal with some of these early shenanigans if you are not entirely comfortable with how the race functions. First two Marines are going to be able to keep those Lings away as the Roaches are now spawning and walking across this map. And I wonder if Guitar King has put... I mean, didn't he see it? Yeah, he literally saw the Roach Warren, actually. So he's making a bunker down here. He's just trying to make sure that this command center finishes so he can hopefully lift it off and then bring it back into his main. While then going into Widow Mines as the choice here while floating 400 minerals. Would love an extra production facility or two, or even another bunker. As, oh my god, he's making SCVs. But there's only a single Roach so far. The Roaches are actually streamlining in one at a time, so that's not great for Mars. And I mean, Guitar King is really under-preparing himself, but I don't know if it actually matters, because there's honestly a lot of units already out. Like, if you were to look at how Guitar King has, what Guitar King has seen and how he's reacted, oh, the Widowmine shot gets everything, then it's like, you'd think like, wow, he has no idea what's even going on right now. He's like totally misreading this, but he's actually totally fine. Boop. The drone production has gone back for Mars Bar. And that Widowmine will get taken out by the next Ravager Bile, so that's always nice to clear that out. And then, yeah, Mars is going to just walk right on out of there afterwards. So a little bit of early pressure to try and scuff up Guitar King. Doesn't really work all that much, but it does actually deny, or it does delay the SCV production. It seemed like the one thing that Guitar King was maybe a little bit nervous about was continuing that SCV production back at home. Not exactly sure how much Mars would be committing here. So Mars will have a pretty healthy drone lead coming into this follow-up here. Guitar King really needs to spend his money. Hello, Special. Alright, Baneley Nest, Evo Chamber, third base. A lot more Roaches being made, and 6 more overlords. Marsbar pulling a bit of a laser there. Medevac loading up, waiting for the bunker to load up before sending the Medevac out too. Looked like he didn't realize, it looked like he didn't think the Medevac had gotten filled up there, and like, just the way they were positioned. Oh my god, a fusion core. What the hell? I love how he's continually walling off, by the way. This is actually a straight line of buildings. A tank can't act... That tank already was going around this way to get out of the base before, and now it has to go literally all the way around if it doesn't get rallied correctly. The Marine drop is coming in here to kill an Overlord already. Going straight into the main base and decides to drop off over here, but there's still a healthy amount of Roaches out, as Marsbar was not entirely greedy on his follow-up here. Made sure to still have some units to be able to respond to anything that might happen. And that fusion core is done here. So we'll be going into a battle cruiser, most likely. Would be amazed if it was anything else. Guitar King is floating 1,500 minerals, by the way. Oh my god, the medevac. We have boost. Boost is available! Oh, we don't need it. Damn, Guitar King knows better. The Queens are not quite close enough, and he will get out of there. Overall, not much really done by that. Maybe just denied the third mining for a little bit. Guitar King still floating 1,500 minerals. And has... This is a sign when you know you are watching a Protoss off racing, when you have 50 million SCVs just idling, because we forget that they don't just auto go back to minerals after finishing a fucking barracks. Look at him. Oh wait, I have to wait for the building to finish and then I have to send it back? Wait, what? We've got like 8 idle SCVs. Look at this. Look at, they're all over the place. Look at it. Like a freaking ant infestation. You can't go anywhere without finding an idle SCV. I mean, the initial hold from Guitar King was quite good, but the follow-up so far has been really leaving a lot to be. I mean, this fusion core finished like 2 minutes ago, and still we haven't made anything out of this starport. I'm actually so confused. Like, yeah, I know we play Protoss, but it's like, do we also remember that we can just make things? Like, aren't you like a diamond, almost masters Protoss player? Like, just fucking, just spam your keys. Just like, just make things, like anything. It doesn't even matter. Oh my god, Marsbar is gonna be walking across with a massive freaking army. He's got this huge roach force gonna come barreling into the third base, which has a widow mine, 2 widow mines, a couple of marines without upgrades, and a tank. And needless to say, this is going to go not very well for our boy Guitar King. And Mr. Marsbar coming in strong here. I would love to have a bite of his name right now, because he is looking quite powerful, quite delicious. Coming up into this natural. Can't quite kill this bunker though, because SCV repair is actually busted. But Guitar King doesn't remember you have to redo it again. There we go. I love the Marsbar emotes. Alright, everything's dying, and Marsbar is able to take the win. Very nicely done by him. Oops, sorry, wrong side. And so yeah, Team Eba will be taking the first map, going up 1-0 here. One bunker versus 50 roaches. I hope the next map isn't a macro game. Yeah, honestly. And directly in we go. This is all replays, so we can just zoom on through this. And spawning on the top right side. It is the man with the most delicious name you can ever imagine. Playing for Team Eba, it is Marsbar. And on the bottom side, because his MMR is way too high, he's been forced to off-race his Terran, and maybe he should have just kept playing Protoss. It is Guitar King. Oh, hello, Rotterdam. It's been some time, my friend. Wow, hello. I hope you're doing wonderfully. Oh my god, he's proxy rexing. Double proxy rex, triple proxy rex. Uh-oh, the Hawk special? The Seahawk special? Uh-oh. Marsbar should be quite accustomed to this. I mean, he's already making a freaking fast pool. I didn't see what time that was, but it is very early. Oh my god, and the Overlord's going right down here. Oh, he's gonna go right over top of it. The third barracks is conveniently placed in a different spot, though. He's going for the big mind game. He's going for the mega mind game of having the third one far away, so that way Marsbar underreacts, despite getting the quote-unquote full scout on the proxy. But Marsbar is going to go straight into... Oh, it looked like he was about to make a Roach Warner Baneling nest. There is the bunker. Unseen so far by Marsbar. we'll be seeing in just a second as his Lings come out, and Guitar King will not be happy to see these Zerglings already spawning on the map here. Gonna be trying to micro that Marine away. The SCV is killed off. Very nicely done. Oh my god, the Marine also dies too. Well, we said, Alun, you said you did not want to see a macro game. Did you want to see a cheese game too? Because I don't know if this is going that well. 2 Marines did find their way past everything though, and there's not that much actually pulled just yet. And there's actually no more Lings in production. I'm not quite sure what Mars is actually doing right now. 4 Lings doesn't stop a 2 Rax. Despite the bunker being denied, there's still gonna be Marines coming out of here. And he doesn't even know that it's actually 3, oh yes he does now, he just now saw that. I mean, Marines coming out of all these barracks is still a lot of Marines. 4 Lings and a couple Queens, well, 1 Queen for now, doesn't quite deal with that. We need another SCV, here it does come. Because this bunker is still as possible to get finished. Going for that Queen, it's getting very low, it does die off. The Marines are, though, also very low, and will get picked off here. Now here comes the big swell of Lings. And this is now looking much, much worse for Guitar King. Mars with the absolute insane hold after making no units for a good 30 seconds versus a cheese. Managing to get it all out anyway. Yikes. And Mars Bar, the lowest MMR in Pool 2. Or Pool 2, is this Pool 2? Pool 3? Will be taking a 2-0. Maybe Iba, maybe Iba was right. You guys were all making fun of him, like Eiger said. You guys were making fun of him for picking Mars, being the lowest MMR in his pool. But it's a good point. If he's such low MMR, it forces everyone else that they have to off race against him. And I mean, do we trust a bunch of random Protosses, a bunch of random Diamond Protosses off races? I don't know if we do. Oh, Aang said that? Sorry. I thought Eiger did. Sorry, I just love Eiger so much. But yeah, a pretty decent series. Or start for the series, I should say, by Iba. We're gonna go back over to our wonderful analysts now. And we're gonna pop over to that desk right now. Here we go. Wonderful. We got Eiger and Angrath on standby here. So,
yeah, hello again.
Eiger, unfortunately, things didn't exactly go too well for your boy here. What were your thoughts going on after seeing that incredible display of Terran gameplay there?
Yeah, I realized that someone was linking Rough Stream in the Discord. It was actually Hawk Stream, which is quite unfortunate.
Yeah, that is quite unfortunate. Angrath, I mean, you were witnessing some of the greatest Zerg play that I think we've ever even seen. How'd you think about that series?
I think that Marsberg has been molded by Hawk. He will never lose to Proxy Rex.
Yeah, I mean, like, honestly though, when I saw that happening, I'm just like, yeah, well, like, I mean, Mars watches Hawk stream almost more than anybody, I think. He should know exactly what to do for this, and I mean, the 4 Ling into nothing into then more Lings was just honestly too hard of a counter. I mean, what could Guitar King could have done? I don't know. It was kind of crazy.
It is Platinum League special.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, pretty unfortunate series for Guitar King there, of course, being forced to off race and not knowing that he had to do so, and basically until right up until that match. So hopefully we'll have a little bit more practice coming into the next time that he's going to have to play. But our next match is going to be actually Angrath against Character. So Angrath, knowing that you did play these games already, and you know, don't actually spoil anything, but like, you know, give us some insight as to what your mind was like going into this series.
I'm just gonna give us a sneak peek.
Yeah, pretend. No, just pretend like you didn't actually play it yet. You know.
Oh, well, the thing is that Angrath is pretty bad against any kind of cheese, and especially against random.
You mean Character, or are you talking about yourself?
I'm talking about myself.
Oh, okay. He's talking in third person.
Yes.
Okay, sorry. Go
You
ahead.
know,
Go ahead.
analyst desk, stuff.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, I'm pretty sure if character goes for like, if character rolls Protoss especially, and goes for like some cannon rushes, maybe 4 gates, then I'm pretty sure character is gonna run with this one. It just depends on the builds he chooses to do. If he rolls Terran, I'm pretty confident in myself.
Awesome.
Zerg 50-50.
What about Protoss?
It's all about PvP. Will it be PvP or not?
Do you feel very strong in PvP against a random player because you're gonna have to put your gateways in a different spot?
Not quite. I don't know how to play one gate expand well.
Yeah, that'll be a bit painful then if that ends up happening. Eiger, you are down so far 0-2, and after last week's performance, probably not the best situation to start off, but how confident are you in your random player to end up winning this next match?
I think this first game is a bit unfortunate. Katarki made the most out of a poor situation, though. You saw I want to touch on the first game where he defended that roach push with like 8 Marines. That's hard to do. So really, we're playing with worse tools and still coming out ahead, which is quite impressive. I'm proud of our boys for that. For this game, though, I have it on good word that character played these matches at 4 AM, which probably means he was inspired by some very good builds on his walk home from the pub. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he thinks and can create.
That's awesome. Glad to again hear some excellent insight about the build choices here and especially the time at which this has been played. So yeah, I'm hoping that this is maybe at least a little bit of a longer series than our last one. Are we expecting a 2-0, a 1-1 either way? What do you think, Eiger?
2-0 for character.
Oh damn, Angrath, what do you think? What are you giving yourself without knowing the results?
I'm griefing it. It's 2-0 for character.
Wow.
I bet it.
Very interesting. Very interesting.
Right, just ask Cognite about his opinion on random.
Yeah, that is a good point. We do have Cognite in here. Unfortunately, Cognite won't ever end up playing character, so that would have been really an amazing thing to be able to watch, but sadly won't be happening in this Steam League.
Monetized.
Imagine character versus Cognite conversation in the group chat.
Oh my god, so true. All right, anyways, thank you, wonderful analysts. We'll be back after the match again. Excellent. All right. We're going to be going into this series, which is going to be Angrath versus Character. Character being a random player, which was a lot of what the talk was about in the desk there. So we'll see exactly what races we'll be getting spawned as and spawning on the bottom right side. The man from the desk himself, it is playing for Team EBA. It is Angrath. And on the top left side, playing for Team EBA. Eiger, sorry. I'm like getting so distracted trying to look at chat and talk at the same time, which is the worst idea possible. Yes, it is Character, who is a random player and did spawn as Protoss. Fantastic intro. No, dude, the colors are fucking with me. Because Eiger is supposed to be, orange. Like, his team color is supposed to be orange, but they fucked up the colors. So, Angrath is supposed to, like, yeah. Character's supposed to be orange. Anyways, so random versus random. And Angrath, like he was saying, is not exactly aware of how to play one gate expands very much, but since he's playing versus a random player, he kind of has to put the gateway and the pylon down on the low ground because it could be against a Zerg player. And versus a Terran player, it's you know, it's fine. It's playable. It's sometimes annoying if they do some early shenaniganry, but it's ultimately playable if you do a one gate a wall off of the bottom here. But versus Protoss, it basically means you have to do a one gate expand. And Angrath will be going for that. No block by character. Wonder if he's going to instantly try to go for some sort of cheese, as he's already setting his probe somewhere. Looks like it's going to be sitting to make a proxy by chance. What is the ATP Team League? It is the greatest team league you've ever seen. The All Things Protoss Team League is for the All Things Protoss Discord server. And we have a bunch of teams playing with the WTL format. It's wonderful. Can I add which team the players are to the UI? See, that's what the whole color thing is supposed to do. But also no, because then that requires way too much on my part. I need to like consistently switch the logos nonstop, like with where the players are spawning and shit. And no, sorry, but no. The team colors is what's supposed to solve this problem. So we're hopefully trying to fix that in the future by making sure each player does adhere to the team colors. Two mega similar dude, orange and yellow, like they're so different. Like that looks completely different. Anyway, so we are getting a fast proxied third gate out of character to try and punish this one gate expand that he has forced upon his opponent by playing random. Absolute gimmick ass piece of shit. I'm just kidding. I mean, this is a one gate expand map for PvP anyway, but I mean, oh my god, it's a proxied 4 gate. Oh my, it's 4 gates. Both of the gates are proxied in different locations though. What the fuck? What the hell? First time I've ever seen this. Angrath doesn't seem to really know exactly what's happening. He's got a probe and an adept on the map, neither of which are scouting. Finally, the adept will be coming in here, see the fact that there are stalkers walking across, and see a lack of a natural, and will actually get in the base entirely. The battery is not quite done, so we'll get a probe before that finishes. But is he prepared back at home? It doesn't really seem like it. He's making a robo, he's making an oracle. There's only one battery. Oh, the second one is finally now getting made here, but he needs to really wall off with this, honestly. Because, I mean, this is going to be quite a few stalkers here. The Oracle is just walking right by, saying, see ya fucking later, have fun with that one, stalkers. And, yeah. The battery overcharge will only do so much here. Well, actually, it's going to do way more than I thought. He's literally forcing him out of the base somehow. I don't know how. He's chasing with all the probes as well. There's been no void ray production or anything back at home. We're actually floating an insane amount of resources. We've now brought the Oracle back. We just remember that we made that. Can't tell which stalkers I'm colorblind. Shut the hell up. And there is the GG. As character will win his first game here. Extremely riveting. Angrath is on Eba's team, that's correct. So, yes. Nice. That leads for a more interesting series. Alright, well. Eiger. Team Eiger is pushing back already. All right. Spawning over on the bottom side, playing for Team Eba, it is Angrath. Team All Things Primate. And on the top left-hand side, playing for Team Alternate Reality, it is Character. The reason behind the name of Alternate Reality, which is actually an amazing name, is because originally Reality was on their team, but then Reality suddenly announced his departure from the internet. Oh my god, it's a cannon rush. And so we needed to sub in Guitar King for him instead, so they named them Alternate Reality, which is pretty cool. But anyway, yeah, character is cannon rushing right now. This is going to be literally the quickest series imaginable. And Angrath does not seem to really understand that this is actually a cannon rush because he's not pulled any probes, and well, he's gonna be able to figure it out now. and it's still going to be reacting with not very much. There we go. There's the rest of the probe pulls. This is a very interesting spot to put the cannons. Will he be able to squeeze him out? Will the probe come out? Yes, he will. Drags quite a few probes along with him, as they were not focus fired onto the pylons. Another pylon even getting placed right here, as there are now 2 probes in the base of Angrath here. I'll be honest, the probes are a little hard to see the difference. I'll be honest with you. Second cannon being placed as well. The Zealot will be chronoed out to try and deal with this, but... Oh, the gateway is actually getting blocked as well. Character desperately trying to keep this probe alive will be able to do so as the cannon does finish off. There is a proxy pylon by Angrath, but without a Cyber even halfway finished, it's going to be hard to get a proxy Stargate of any sorts on the other side of the map, which is the most normal response when a proxy pylon is sitting there. And now there's cannons already in the mineral line for Angrath here. Not looking like he's going to be having a good time, as the Zealot will also walk away right into them. The Stargate, or sorry, the Cyber does finish, so a Stargate could get placed, and it does, but it's actually unfortunately trapping the probe. So that probe will not be able to do anything else this game. Angrath desperately trying to mine as much gas as possible so that he can still make a Void Ray, but actually he needs more minerals as well. There we go, finally now having enough to make that Void Ray. And character back at home is making the gateway follow up, even though he already has a gateway finished in his opponent's base. But he hasn't actually made a cannon back at home. Hasn't quite put 2 and 2 together that Angrath obviously doesn't really want to defend his main base here. And that, you know, maybe there's something else on the other side of the map. So technically... Never mind. Alright, well, you know what? Forget everything I just said. Because we're not even going to get to see it. We're not even going to get to figure out if that Void Ray would have been figured out in time to make a cannon back at home. As, yeah. Angrath leads the game, so another quick 0-2 here for the series, as it will actually tie up the series. Going into our already last match. Wow, very fast. Give me a moment here, actually. Actually, I can do this later, it's okay. Wow, very, very amazing situation. Let's go back over to the analyst desk to see what these players have in mind here, because Angrath is one of the players I was actually just playing here. And Angrath, yeah, well, how do you feel about your games and how they went just now, as they were literally just played a second ago against character?
Well, that was rather interesting experience. The thing is, he actually told the race at the start, like in the countdown, but I still autopiloted. Yes, but I still autopiloted the first game because I was planning to one gate because of random, so I kind of autopiloted. Then I felt like there was something wrong at the start, but he had a second pylon at home, and like unit starts were fine. Unit timing was fine, so you know, I messed up. Yeah. I didn't expect it to like I thought it would be like some kind of proxy, but I kind of didn't expect that kind of memory. Yeah, a bit unfortunate there for sure. I mean, how do you feel about leaving the game early in the second game, mining all those resources to try to get your proxy Stargate up, and then not even seeing it all through? My original plan was to get one Void Ray and a Nexus, but the probe got trapped. Right. And yeah. I did not expect character to not have a follow-up, so I left. So I overestimated him, kinda. Yeah, well, that makes a lot of sense. Eiger, someone who is definitely not in a 1 versus 1 right now on the ladder.
My full attention, don't worry about it.
Yeah, I mean, give me your exact, precise thoughts on exactly how those two games went. Specifically, noting any actual, direct sources of the game that you saw because you were watching both of them. All that stuff.
Well,
What do you
game
think?
2, I really want to know about that cannon rush. I think normally when you get a cannon rush that goes completely unscouted in your base, the cannoner is in a great spot. So I want to give some props to Angrath for coming back for that. But the execution maybe wasn't perfect for the character. But then specifically the ending as well, where really showing the mental fortitude and resilience that my team has over Angrath.
Very true.
I also got kind of unlucky because when I sent out the probe, I was looking at the minimap almost the entire time because my gut was telling me that it might be a cannon rush, and the moment I looked away from the minimap, my probe passed his probe.
Very unlucky
right
indeed.
when I sent it out.
That is a moment that everyone can really relate to there. So yeah, an unfortunate 2-0 there for character. Well, if you're a fan of Team Angrath and Team Eva, then then it's unfortunate. But if you're loving Eiger and you're a fan of Irish people, then absolutely loving that result. The final match that we'll be going into, or the final scheduled match at least, before an ace match, will be Cognite and Defi. Eiger, how are you feeling about your boy Cognite going into this match here?
I feel like he's in a great position for the 2-0 sweep. Although I did, I guess, root for a draw ending, so I wouldn't mind the 1-1. We're on track for that. It could be very good.
Sure, you do want to be able to stuff Eba into a locker.
Yeah, put him in a locker, lock the door, walk away. Anyway, yeah, I have heard Defy probably plays a lot of cheeky builds though. And I have seen Cognite complaining about the old PPT matchup a few times in strategy channels.
Is it Defy, not Defi?
Well, I don't know. I haven't asked him, but
I call him both Defi and Defy. So I have
Defy
no idea
is
what's
an
the right
actual word.
version.
I think he's actually in chat. Defi or Defy. Can you confirm what is the correct pronunciation of your name, please? That would be awesome. Angrath, what are you thinking? Is Eiger feeling a little bit too confident in the Cognite?
A little bit, I think. The thing is that
Defi.
For Defi. Okay, so the thing is Defi has quite a lot of versatility with his builds.
True.
And Cognite is a bit of a, Twilight 2-gate billing version.
Okay.
So I think it's easier to prep for Cognite than for Defi.
That is a very good point, yes. Cognite does enjoy his very safe standard openers that are very, set in stone, doesn't like to deviate, but yeah, I mean, maybe we'll see some weird trickery out of Defi here. It's a good thing to bring up. So are we expecting a 2-0 either way, or is this going to be a 1-1? Are we heading to an ace match? What do you think, Angrath?
I personally think it would be... I think it would be 1-1 because Cognite is solid. Yes, he likes to play the same thing, but he's solid in it. So I'm pretty sure he can call to whatever bullshit Defi is gonna throw at him.
Eiger, he's feeling the same thing?
Well, I'm thinking the 1-1, realistically. I think it's most likely, and it's what I'm hoping for.
Nice. All right. Thank you, gentlemen. We'll be back after the series if it's over, or in preparation for the ace match when it does come upon us, if we have it. So I'll see you guys in a little bit.
See you, Jamie.
Wonderful. Eiger's very busy in his match. His long ladder. So yeah, that's very good. Anyways, we will be going into this match here to see where we are. So yes, it is 2-2, which means that if either player 2-0s in this situation, then that team will win. If it is a 1-1, then we will be heading into an ace match to determine which is a best of one, to see what exactly the results are. And the person that is spawning on the top left-hand side for Team Eiger, it is the one and only Cognite. And on the bottom side, playing for Team Eba, all things primate, it is Defi, which we just learned how to say his name. Canceling his cast, very good start. Well, I have to get the muscle memory down to change the scores beforehand. I technically could be doing it in the downtime while I'm listening to their answers, but my multitasking of listening and comprehending and doing that at the same time is not yet there. Hopefully we'll be there by the 5th week here. Anyways, we'll be seeing what exactly comes up here. Cognite, also known as Pognite, is indeed, like Angrath was saying, quite a 2-gate blink Chad. Loves his very, very standard openers. Does not often go into the cheeses, while Defi is a bit of a Terran operator. Already going for that 1 base wall off here. So really not exactly the thing you want to see as Cognite. This is one of the most obnoxious things to play against as a Protoss player. And it will be the 2-gas follow-up with it as well. So Defi has a massive range of different things that possibly could be happening from this point on. And Cognite was going to have to try and sniff it all out. It will at least be a factory in base, so Cognite will not have to worry about anything on the map for now. M4 Eiger has a longer ladder game than the first 2 games of the series. Oh, lol. Feel like mass Widowmine drops? It could be. It is always a possibility, as that is one of the most insane Terran builds. Yet, despite how insane it is, I rarely ever see it outside of the Korean ladder, so I really don't know what to think about that. Double Stalker Chrono coming out for Cognite. This makes a lot of sense. He also, actually he did not really, yes he did. He did scout around a bit to try and find if there was any type of proxy down in this location. Technically could still have one coming. Makes a second gate as well. Seems like he's going to going for the 2-gate robo response. Widowmine's already coming out one at a time. Will the armory be coming down sometime soon? That's what we're going to have to find out. The Reaper will come in, try to get a probe. Probably will get it, actually. Just kidding, I lied to you. And there is the armory. Oh no! Let's see how good Cognite's defense is. The Robo is only just now starting. I feel like that's a teensy-weensy bit late. What MMR is? This is like just under 5k, right? Or a little bit more under 5k, 4.8, something like that. This is the pool 1 play here. There is the Twilight Council as well, from Cognites. Defi is over 5k? Oh, damn. And here come the Widowmines following up. Oh, wow, a Liberator follow-up. That is a little unorthodox. You don't really normally see that anymore. But that will be coming out. I honestly much prefer, as a Protoss player, I love that. Like, if I see a Terran player follows up a Mind Drop with a Liberator, I'm just like, oh, thank God, it could have been another fucking four Cloaked Mines in my base. It's just a Liberator, thank goodness. I can just pull away and leave a Stalker idle and kill it. Here comes the first one. Oh, it's the Thor all-in follow-up, okay. Here comes the first drop. Mine will get down. 1 probe gets sacked. Pretty good defense so far from Cognite. The second drop, Widowmine will come in. Get 1 as well, and the third one also only gets 1, if anything. Looks like he's going to try to jiggle it around a little bit, try to get a little bit more value. Actually, will get it more value. Wow. Ended up getting 4 probes with that. Way more than he should have. So honestly, not that bad. Oh, if he lost the medevac, that would have been so huge. Defi is going for the Thor all-in follow-up. Oh, and Cognite, I don't know if he's anticipating it. He's making a 3rd base. His observer is just now going to see it coming, and he's definitely going to have to cancel that and spam down some batteries. The Forge coming out as well. Cognite, you need to realize Nothing on the production tab has notified me that he has in fact seen what his observer has seen, except for this Immortal, and now the battery is now realizing what is happening, deciding to keep that third base up, despite playing against the one base all in. Everything is marching on forward here. The mines are still in the corner. Couldn't even see it on the minimap. That's insane. Those could always come back in and at a later point to drop all over the probe line there. A good Stalker micro so far. We'll be able to pick off a Liberator. Also kills off a few of the Marines already. This Pylon and Nexus will actually kind of delay Defi here, so I actually am kind of okay with this staying alive at this point. Trying to move forward is Cognite to get the Liberator, but he moves a bit too far forward. Doesn't quite get it. But Defi also is still kind of losing quite a bit here. The medevac has only just now joined, so these Marines have been getting killed off pretty easily. The tank, is also sieged up underneath the Liberator. Couldn't even see it. That is being a very big nuisance for Cognite in this hold here. The battery overcharge was also used kind of early. The Stalkers are going to come right up onto that tank. Will be able to kill it. Blinks away to try and get onto the Liberator, but kind of puts himself in an awkward position so he can't actually finish it off. Both the Liberators are so low on health, but neither of them can get taken out. The other one on the top is getting defended by those Widow Mines. So it's really preventing him from getting on top of that one there, and now they will both get repaired up here. The Observer is still out though, so we will be able to see those mines and can kill them off. Blink, not quite the best micro out of Cognite to keep all of his units alive. And now the second tank has arrived, which will continue to make this even more difficult to defend. Continually losing a few more raiders. Miss Blink there, kind of trying to get the saved one out, or the other one out, but it didn't quite work out. Now the Liberator Zone is on top of all these units in this tiny little choke point. Both of them are sieged up in the same spot. It's so annoying. Waiting desperately for more time to get as many units as possible. We'll be using the battery overcharge at the last second as well. Surprised that he has not made more batteries behind here, because this one easily could get taken out. Battery overcharge sprung too late. The Immortal's already dead. The Stalker's trying to go for the counterattack to kill off the reinforcements. Not quite doing anything just yet. They will only just now do that, but only picking off a few units. There's still so much over here. The probes now getting massacred as they try to run back up into the main base. Cognite, unfortunately, feeling not that great right now. Dodges a couple of the Widowmine shots, which is nice. Kills off a Liberator, but I mean, there's a second base actually finishing for Defi, whereas the second base of Cognite is getting killed. There's still a potential flank here by both sets of units, and they were going to be trying to come in, but nope, doesn't quite want to do it just yet. Cognite not really understanding that there's a button called hold position in this game. Unfortunately, losing a lot of his units' health because of that. And I mean, eventually this will get killed off, because the reinforcements have halted for Defi, and eventually Cognite will get enough units to be able to break this, and he will try to, wait, what? He went for half of it. He blinked in with the Stalkers down here, but continued to not do anything with the stuff up here for some reason. I'm not quite sure why that happened, but regardless. The medevac actually picks up the Thor and is gonna run away with it. Doesn't even get the kill off. Oh man, that is just insult to injury. He's trying to hunt it down, but the blink was already used and it's gonna get over the rocks. He's gonna try to get it, but there's gonna be another boost available. Is Defi looking? Boost. Boost. It's so sad. It's so sad. Oh my god, both of them getting away with literally 15 health each. That's insane. Poor Cognite, man. I mean, it's gonna be real hard for him to break into this. He's basically committing to the one base. He's got an insane gateway count. Unfortunately, they all came quite late. Weren't able to really help him out there. Liberator's still alive too. What the hell? He's actually expanding too. What the fuck? I mean, this is just awful for Cognite. He's trying to get this thing, but just will not happen. I can't believe that's not in range. How is this not in range? Look at this. How is this not in range? That's insane. What the hell? An attempted blink up into the main, but there is still a tank up here, so that is not really going to do too much. He could go over and skirt around to kill some of these, but he's waiting for his blink cooldown to come back before doing anything. Actually, I'm not sure what he's doing right now. He's actually going to just blink onto the tank. Honestly, not bad. We'll get everything. Everything has to reposition for Defi here. I would love it if Cognite would just start killing these SCVs. I don't know why he wouldn't just... He could have just killed all of those. Even Stim, yeah, he could have killed Stim as well. Could have done literally anything more than what he did, actually. The Liberator somehow still getting kills. Blinks past the Liberator zone. Takes a shot on the way in. Still will not clear it up. That is so freaking annoying. I mean, if Cognite actually got Stim there, or killed... Like, he could have killed, like, 6+ SCVs over here for sure. Then his Nexus would be finishing. I mean, he has Blink. He could have been getting charged this whole time. Does he actually have it? No, he could have been getting it. Like, I mean, it's really freaking bad for him, yeah, but like, he honestly had oh my god. Holy crap, that was almost insane. And Defi almost just literally handing the ball right into Cognite's glove right there. Did get the dropout in time to force the Stalkers away. But I mean, yeah, there was some moments here for Cognite to possibly squeeze his way back in just a little bit here. The Observer unfortunately getting scanned and killed. And now here comes the big push with Stim finishing. This is going to be quite difficult for our boy Cognite. He's going to try to wrap around to get a couple over the units in the back here. Will do so, gets the tank, very nice. Forces a Stim out as well, but there's still a lot of medevac energy here. And I mean, there's... what do we have left at home? Basically, the entire army of Cognite was on the map. Oh, no. Here comes the flanking Stalkers. But it doesn't even matter if the tanks are sieged or not. There's just enough units to be able to push on through. 1-1 is also completed for Defi. A blink forward. Hog Knight slowly turning into Cope Knight, as he will finally leave the game, and Defi putting Team Eba, right? On match point. Right, because Cognite plays for Eiger, that's right. God, I wish these players just did the color thing. As we go into our next game. Seems like we switched servers or something. Alright. 20 on the top right side. Currently down 0-1. Needs to win this game to send it to an ace match to keep his team in the series. It is with a one and only Cognite. And on the bottom left side, now under the ID Blood Sausage, it is Defi playing for Team Eba. All things Primate versus Alternate Reality. Let's see what we got. Another double gas opener from Defi here. Will be definitely annoying to deal with. Oh, definitely annoying to deal with. Oh, damn, I'm so funny. Yeah, the one base wall off is just ridiculous. Up top. This probe harass is actually being really annoying. If he gets, if Devi gets a little more unlucky, then that SCV would have died. Very nice decision to just keep it out of the wall anyway. That's a weird place to put that cybernetics core. Actually, this is just a weird wall off. What are we doing here? Is he gonna put his thing right here? He's gonna put his like next building right here. I don't know if this is actually good, because it's just guaranteeing that the Terran will be able to scout what your tech is. Why did he name change? I think it's a different server. Defi, I'm assuming, is from Europe. He is European. So probably played one East, one Europe. They wanted extra ping and went to Korea, true. Will be a fast expand this time, though, after the factory, so no one base memes out of Defi. The Reaper will come in. Actually, no, it won't. It will run away. Sorry, lied to you. Hellion Reaper will be the choice from Defi. We'll see what he decides to follow that up with, if he wants to go for anything after that. As Cognite, once again going into the Robo. Did not bring his probe back. Would have loved it if he keeps his probe on the map. Anytime that I'm playing versus a one-base wall-off, I always have my probe go around and scout one side of the map, with my probe that made the Nexus and the Natural to go scout the other side, and then one of those eventually then wraps back to the Nat to confirm if they actually did make a command center or not. Because then that really can give, I mean, that just gives you so much information. You really want to get that scout off to be able to confirm that they're staying on one base or not. And having that information in this scenario would be really good for Cognite here. Because he's just once again just assuming that it is going to be one base when it is a Reaper Hellion into an expand. Despite that, he's only got 2 stalkers here. The probe pull is early enough. He needs to get his units hold positioned on the ramp. Doesn't quite get it. And everything's going to come right into the main base. Those probes are not going to stay alive for too long, as 4 of them will get picked off. Does lose everything for it, though, so honestly not the worst. 4 probes for just... Or just 4 probes, 4 2 Hellions and 3 Reapers is honestly great. That looked like it was going to be way worse than it actually ended up being. So even though Cognite does not deny the block on the ramp, he is able to punish by killing everything. Hot, good defense. Oh, hot, I meant good def. Oh, good def. Up top, Eiger. Oh my god, it's mech. Wait, what? It's biomech. What the hell is this? Cognite's gonna see it, and will be probably saying exactly the same thing as I just said. Because what is this? Your jokes fall on deaf ears. Damn. Couple more gateways getting added for Cognite after taking his 3rd base. Going into the Immortal after seeing the fact that it is double factory tank as the follow-up with no reactor, or sorry, no tech lab on the barracks, so there will not be any stim, there will not be any combat shields. And it looks like he's just gonna go for it with the SCVs as well. Wow, what a weird frickin' build. Cognite gonna have to micro his heart out to kill off these Marines, as again, there is no stim, there is no medevacs, there's no combat shield. So theoretically, Cognite should be able to kill quite a few of these Marines. Pretty decent micro to keep the tanks as far forward as possible, though, to deny this from happening. Blink is only actually not even, is not even finished yet. So that actually is making this micro a little bit more difficult. And now Cognite, with not that many units, is gonna have to defend a pretty big push. Getting on top of the tanks before they're fully sieged up. We'll be able to get that one. Very nicely done by Cognite. Backs up to his massive field of batteries. Oh, but his units are getting choked up on the left side. Would love a little blink over to the side here to really get around this army like he was trying to do last game. Oh my god, the double tank reinforcement is so ridiculous here. Oh, the blink right onto the tanks. We'll be able to snipe 2 of them right away. Tries to get all of them, but these Marines are just uncontested in the middle. Just completely ignores them, and they just shred through so many of those units. The overcharge is used just to heal everything up.
I love Gemini.
The extra units on the side, they're not quite getting rid of the reinforcements. Okay, they will finally be able to go over there. So that is very nice. We'll be able to kill these off. That's exactly what Cognite needs to do here. Unfortunately, Cognite doesn't have much money either. He's going to be supply blocked pretty soon too if he loses a pylon. This pylon is also powering every single one of these batteries. These stalkers really need to just stay back here, though. I don't know what he's doing! Cognite, why are you walking your stalkers just into your net? Just leave them between. You could be killing all these reinforcements for free. Literally, like, this cannot contest with your group of stalkers if they had not just suicided themselves there. You could have just left this all on an island here. It's a lot of bunkers, though, so it would be really annoying, but it's like, if we had gotten charged just a little bit earlier, remember to do that, and then just kept the stalkers in the middle here, then there would be, like, there would be 2 less tanks here in this push. And now the pylon in the front has been depowered, so all these shield batteries are not able to be used at this point. And I mean, this is just going to be an insanely difficult position to hold at this point. I don't know why Cognite keeps bringing his stalkers off to the side after killing the reinforcements every now and then. Cognite waiting for charge to finish, as that's really his only hope. He actually still has the probe lead, surprisingly enough. The stalkers tried to counterattack. There is an observer here too, so he could even blink into the main, but I don't really think there's a reason to do that, because again, there's 2 tank production. I mean, this army is just so... Oh, okay, never mind. He just doesn't even want to do it. He does not want to do it, as Cognite will admit defeat, and Team EBA will put themselves up 2-0 in the series, or in the whole league here. No ace match, unfortunately. So yeah, EBA doing a pretty good job of that. We'll hop back over to our desk here to get the closing thoughts on this series from the 2 participants of the 2 teams here. So Eiger, unfortunately, you wanted to get that ace match to stuff EBA into the locker, but it did not come to fruition. What are your thoughts coming off of this series?
Yeah, quite a frustrating series, I'm not gonna lie, like just personally watching that. And also, yeah, it saddens me to think about EBA walking around not being in the locker right now. But, yeah, I think Cognite actually, like, really could have had both those games. Like, he almost... I don't want to, like, say it's bad, but I feel like he was in a good position to win the game. He just kept doing what he was doing, but then both games, the stalkers kind of made a weird move into the tanks.
Yeah, it was quite unfortunate that he
like
kind of had the idea.
Yeah, if you remember game 1 as well, there was like 2 liberators both on like a single stalker shot from dying.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, if the single stalker shot happens, then suddenly he just wins the game again, I think.
Yeah, I agree. There was like a little bit of like he had the focus fire on the libs, and then he kind of like blinked to the side for some reason and kind of got his stuff like sectioned off because the Marines were able to then zone them out. So just like a couple little micro errors here and there. Maybe not fully reacting to the builds perfectly early enough, maybe, but yeah, it was a little unfortunate for him. Angrath, I mean, you must be feeling pretty good now, being on the team that is currently in sole possession of first place.
Hell yeah, we are just gonna have to beat Azura now.
It's true. I mean,
to assert the real dominance.
Yeah, Azura and Acheron will be playing next up after this, so we'll see if they can, if Team Azura, the Jin Lair Pink Wings, can also get a 2 or get a second win on the board. But map score obviously plays a big part of this, so we'll see if that ends up coming into play here. You guys had the 5, or no, that was Azura that had the 5-1 last time. Never mind. So if they replicate that kind of thing, then they could see themselves still taking sole place of number 1. But yeah, I mean, like how do you feel, even though maybe your games didn't go that well? Like how are you feeling about the overall match?
I felt okay about my games, like about my match being lost, about my like series, because I trusted in Mars and Defi, so I kind of was okay with like not with losing 2 character more or less. Although I gotta say, if I was Pog Knight, I would be absolutely fuming after this series.
Yeah, why do you say that?
Fucking one base fell off, man.
Yeah, I mean, Frogos is seemed like pretty annoying to play against, so it's not that great. Well, anyway, you guys are. I don't know if you're gonna watch the next series or not, but we're gonna switch analysts out and stuff like that. Do you guys have any ideas about what's gonna happen in the next series? You think with Azura and Acheron?
I don't actually know the matchups.
It's Lock versus Haroku, Lancer versus Arden. Oh, that'll be a banger. And Cobble versus Shiny.
Oh my fucking god.
Yeah, the last 2 ones pretty interesting. Any Arden match is great to watch. Cobble Shiny as well for sure.
Yeah, I mean this stream lives for Cobble moments, so.
Like that's gonna be a fucking banger, no cap. Like that's has potential for some nutty games.
Yeah, definitely. Well, yes, thank you guys for coming on to the analyst desk for this series today. Sorry, Eiger, that you weren't able to get that win. Congratulations, Aang, for getting your win. And yeah, we will be I don't know, saying goodbye now. Goodbye, guys.
Thank you, Gemini. I'm hyped to see Arden's mom talk.
True.
All right, thank you. See ya.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
GGs. All right. Very nice. So yes, Team Eba will be taking out Team Eiger. All Things Primate proving victorious against Alternate Reality for the first match today. We will be going to the second match, which will be Team Azura versus Team Acheron, just in a little bit, but I'm actually going to throw up a little break here so that way I can organize everything to get all the things changed up and get the new analysts in and all that good stuff. So we're going to be going to a commercial break. Huh! It's so funny. I'll see you guys in a little bit. We are currently waiting for one certain Colbell Stone to arrive to join the analyst desk, so we are currently waiting for that to happen. He's hopefully going to be here in just a minute, so yeah. We will be waiting for just another minute. Sorry. Please spam Cobble Moment as much as possible. All right. Oh wait, sorry. I'm not supposed to talk yet. Hold up. Pezza, we got more than just a countdown for production value. Are you ready? Alright, welcome back everybody. Sorry for the longer break, but yeah, we were waiting for our other analysts because the other series did actually end quite quickly. Much quicker than we expected before going into the next match here. So, we will be getting into our second match of the day, which is Jin Lair Pink Wings, Team Azura going against the shiphost team, Team Acheron. And joining me, talking as well, joining me on the desk, it is going to be Cobblestone and Acheron. Welcome,
hello.
How are we doing today?
It's very early.
Yes.
I think I'm doing fine.
That's good. Good to hear it. Yeah, we've got a... You guys should take a peek at the stream if you can to take a look at the overlay here. But
fuck you.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Either way, both of you guys are actually playing for the same team here on Team Acheron.
We won't be biased, I'm sure.
Yeah, so there's going to be quite a bit of bias coming into this analyst desk here, but regardless, none of you know the outcome of this series, of course. These definitely were not played on replays at a previous time, so no one knows the results here. But given that fact, how are you guys feeling going against the current #1 in the league right now of Team Azura?
Well, they're number one, but the players change each week, so it's different players, and they have Ardent, so I'm not too scared.
Yeah, but we have to play Cobble, which is a bit of a problem. Because let's be honest, he's not very good at the game.
Cobble, any thoughts?
My thoughts are my problems are in PvP, and this was not a PvP, so I think I can clutch it out.
I see. Yeah, I mean, like you said, Acheron, you are not playing this week. Or sorry, Cobble said this at the teams, the players changed. So yeah, Acheron will not be playing this week. So do you feel as though, with the fact that you don't have to play this week and Cobble still does that hinder your chances of making an upset this game here?
Yeah, I think that's definitely going to hurt us a little bit. I mean, Cobble is playing against Zerg, and we all know PvZ is the easiest matchup in the game. But also the problem is Protoss is extremely weak. But we also have a Zerg and a Terran player playing. So like I'm hoping the other races can really carry, the Cobble,
True. Yeah, Cobble, do you have any, I mean, you mentioned that Ardent obviously is playing for Team Azura this time around. The actual matchups this time, for anyone else that doesn't actually know as well, is going to be Lock versus Haruko as our first one, which is the Pool 2 series. Then we're doing Lancer Ardent, which we Pool 4, and then the Cobble Shiny Pool 1 series. What are you feeling? Do you feel like there's any specific thing that you're looking for this time, Cobble, in the series, other than your own matches?
Well, Ardent was like hyping his series up a lot, saying like he had a bunch of cheeses and he's gonna win 2-0 and everything. So I'll be looking out for that. Other than that, I felt like Lock should be very favored against Haruko, at least MMR wise. So I'm expecting a good performance from Lock.
Awesome. And I mean, Acheron, I know you know this is your team playing, but do you actually think you are going to pull ahead with a win here? And if you can give me an actual prediction of the score, what do you think it would be, not knowing the results?
My prediction of the score would be 4-2, but Cobble goes 0-2 and the other two players go 2-0. Is my prediction.
Yeah, okay. Cobble, do you have the same prediction or maybe a little different?
Well, my prediction would be, I think, 5-1 for us, and I'm the only one that drops a map. That's my prediction.
Oh, very interesting. Okay, I thought you were going to say something else, but anyways, yeah, thank you guys for your amazing insight coming into this one. Hopefully there's continually no bias coming into the next analyst test, but
of course,
we'll see what happens. But anyways, thank you for your time. We'll be seeing you guys back again after the first match. Awesome. All right, so here we go into our series. Some excellent information. I'm loving these analyst test segments. Actually, they're very, very good. Getting some of these players' thoughts on everything is actually great, especially because I also don't really know all that much about some of the players that are playing, because I play in Korea and I am generally not a diamond player, so don't really play versus them or see their games often, but some of these other guys do actually see them, so it's good information to have. Anyways, we are going to be coming down here to the bottom left-hand side with someone who has, yet again, a name of an account that is not at all anything close to what their normal names are. So this is actually Haruko on the bottom left side, playing over for Team Acheron. And on the top right side, it is Mr. Lock, who I thought was a Terran player, given the fact that they use the Terran role. I'm not sure if maybe their MMRs are so different that there's an off race happening this series. So I actually am not aware of that at all. He is off racing. Okay, cool. So yeah, it is a... Okay, yeah, so 5k Terran versus 4-2 Zerg, meaning, yes, that is then forcing the off race rule. So he has chosen Protoss as his off race. So yes, that is Lock. Playing for Team Azura. As I adjust my overlay a little bit here, because Acheron's name is so freaking big. Alright. And yes, what an amazing name from Haruko here. Monkey. honestly an amazing name. Yeah, let's see how good Lock-Lock's Protoss is. Already seeming to know the wall-offs, actually, so honestly pretty good first start. Second pylon already getting placed in the right spot, too. Or, I mean, at the right time, I should say. So yeah, seeming like he knows exactly what he's doing so far for the opener, at least. Haruko. What is it? Dude, you guys all have the hardest names to say. Haruko. You guys all have the freaking most difficult names, and then you, on top of that, you don't even use the same freaking names in StarCraft as you do anywhere else. So it's like I'm literally just doing this by memory. It's like, Jesus Christ. Do you guys actually understand? It's actually, I don't know if you guys even understand this. Like, it is actually very difficult to cast a game when the player's name is different from what is showing on the UI. It's actually like you might think it's like kind of a joke, and it's like I'm being kind of like, well, you're just a bad caster, but it's like it's actually so difficult because every single time I'm like looking at the bottom here to talk about these people, and then it's something different than what my brain is supposed to be saying, and then I'm like always mixing it up. It's actually so freaking annoying. Stargate was the play for Lock-Lock, and the Ling gets into Scout it even. I'm the only caster that has problems with that. How about I'm the only caster that doesn't frickin' cast these random ass people all the time, and am always casting people that just have their one name that never changes, ever. Sorry, I'm too busy casting frickin' GS. No, I'm just kidding, I only did that one time. Anyways. Lock-Lock's Oracle is going to be going across the map. Haruko getting these spores up at the proper time. Only one of them, though. So the queens are going to have to hold their weight on the other bases here, but there's not quite anything at the third base just yet. So that Oracle is not really going to be doing too much here. Goes into the Nat. The queens are going to be able to push it away. We'll activate to kill the creep tumor. Revelates only the other creep tumor. Somehow misses every other unit. Value. And that's a lot of Lings being made by Haruko. I keep wanting to say Haruko. Fuck. Haruko. Haruko just kind of flows off the tongue a little bit easier than oh my god, the frickin' Adept's not on the right spot. The Lings walk by, kill it off. We'll be able to get right on by into the natural main base if they decide to go for it. We'll just stick to the Nat for now. Killing off quite a few probes. I don't know why we're going for the, I mean, I guess we're going for the Adept so that way we can get more of the units in, but it's not going to matter. Would have loved to see them just bring the other Lings up into the main base to kill some probes there instead, but 4 probes is still pretty decent. Could have been better. Lock-Lock also is not really sure exactly how committed this is. It's actually chronoming both the gateways and putting a shield battery down. Despite having a bunch of oracles in the skies here. Oh my god, a Nidus follow-up. Coming out of Haruko. The Oracle is going to come into the third base. Actually, the lair is at the third, which is kind of strange. The Spore Crawler is going to get targeted down by those Oracles as well. And we'll zoop on out of there. No Scout just yet on the Nidus Worm. The Ling's coming back in to try and deny stuff over at the third base. Yet again. We'll be able to do so, actually. The Adepts are not quite able to... Oh, never mind. I lied. I'm lying a lot today. Holy shit, there's so many Lings here. That one is not going to get broken, though. 4 Oracles is out for Lock-Lock, but a lot of the energy is being used at this point. There's not much energy left, and that is honestly a lot of what Lock-Lock's army is actually making. A 5th Oracle is frickin' 5-cles. And where is this first Nidus going to get placed? There's a lot of vision in the main base, and it's not even actually going to be put there. It's just going to be put right in the front, It is in position for Lock to see it, but he doesn't quite recognize it. It's actually that the oracles are running away. A forge is being made. There's no a second forge is actually being made. There's no reaction until just now when everything starts to stream out. And there is just nothing here for Lock. The banelings are gonna blow up over all those probes and the battery. Would actually love to see him keep those banelings alive, because now they kind of just suicide into nothing there. Would have been nice to kind of keep them back a little bit. The oracles will come back now, and there's now a lot of energy left on them to be able to go and contest this. But it's not actually gonna happen. They're gonna just let the thing die. Oh, it's because there's the Nidus in the main base, so that's gonna be a denial there. So good to be able to kill that off, but losing the third base. And more Lings and Banes being streamed in by Heroku. Not deciding to go for a macro follow-up to this Queen Nidus Ling Bane all-in.
Fuck you, Gemini.
Thank you.
Wish 3 months of Gemini subscription made me cool enough to hang out with the ATP cool cats.
I mean, you can join the Discord server, like, there's no stopping you. Trying to bust up into the main base, losing a lot of the banelings to do so because the overcharged shield battery is there, so honestly a bit of a waste there from Heroku. The Nidus in the main also getting completely denied as well. You are in the Discord server. Oh. I mean, anyone can hang out there. Dude, if frickin' Cobble and Ardent and almost every other person is able to hang out in all things Protoss, yes, you are definitely cool enough to hang out in that server. Anyways, Lock is still unable to expand outside of his base, but it doesn't really matter too much considering the fact that he's denying any next, any other continued Nidus entries into his main here. As long as he's able to hold it, actually this is now becoming a bit threatening here. This stasis ward somehow has not been triggered. Both those gateways were actually getting quite low there, could have easily gotten killed off. The oracles have gone to the other side of the map, which I actually like. Forcing the queens to come home, kills the spore crawler though, but nothing else. Would love a couple extra spores being thrown down, more than just one at a base here, because that is literally 5 oracles. I mean, Lock just has to make a bunch of things here, because the opponent is still just sitting on only Ling Bane. Without any upgrades to go along with it, by the way. Now going into Hydras is the follow-up tech, but it's still off of very little, very few drones. The Niduses are continuing to try to get back. I would really like it if Haruko would just wait until they saw the Protoss army come out and then try to put a Nidus swarm up again. Because when they're just sitting in their base on 2 bases, it's like, you're not going to get a frickin' Nidus up at that point. Like, there's nothing else to look at. It's not like it's Nidus Swarm Host where it's like a little bit more taxing and you like really have to make sure you're kind of out on the map scouting for where those Niduses get thrown down, and then you might miss one in your main as well. It's just like, yeah, not much is happening there, so really would rather them wait until the Protoss army is on the map like this to then throw one down. Would be nice to have one coming up in the corner here, as we do have a Changeling still here, so we could be getting that thrown down as the army gets moved over more and more to the left-hand side here. Currently not happening, though. Holy shit. Yeah, dude, I totally forgot that there was double forge behind this. Wow. That is actually going to be massive. 'Cause yeah, +3 is going to be done with 1 armor as well against 0-0 on the ground for Heroku. There is that Nidus, like I was saying, much more difficult to realize when the army is not in the base. The Lings are not quite coming out yet. There they do go. Would have loved it if there were some Banelings in here, though. If you just, like, instantly throw out a couple Banelings, just kill off everything. Lock is just going to ignore it, though, and walk straight across the map. And there's not much here. Oh my god, all the Banelings are just now morphing. Will this be able to defend this push from Lock? It's a lot of units. Those oracles are going to deal a lot of damage. The Stalkers actually blink forward into the Banelings. Not sure of when they are going to be able to finish, so there's going to be no blink on the cooldown now. Going off. Oh, it just barely comes back online in the perfect timing, so all the Banelings get wasted on those Archons instead of on top of all the Stalkers. But I don't know if it's going to matter because the Lings are also reinforcing as well. The Queens are not dying with the Transfuses. We're actually... Oh, we're trying to go kill these Zealots that are about to kill the Lair. And the Stalkers are going to get pushed back. The Lings are still not dealt with in the main base, and they're going to actually kill. Or not. Oh no, they is not dead. No, come on. No shot. No shot. They were just on an A move and not on a freaking right click to actually kill it. That Nexus deserves to die. Honestly, this lair deserved to die as well. Both of these things should be dead, but neither of them are. But with all of that said, I believe that Heroku is going to be finding themselves in a much better spot. The only thing here is that the upgrade lead is still going to be insanely massive for Lock. It's going to be a 3-1 against 0-0 upgrade advantage. Like, that is actually insane. I feel like Heroku needs to be kind of slamming the drone key a little bit, given the fact that Lock had just lost so much at home and is currently backing up and not making any other aggressive moves on the map. It's pretty obvious, I think, that he's trying to recover. So going into a huge drone swell to get up to a solid 70, attempted Bane run by there, to get up to a solid 70 and then going into this Hydra Link stuff would be way better, but we're just kind of go for it anyway. I mean, this is also, I'm saying this not really considering the fact that there's the huge upgrade advantage, but which will always benefit the Protoss over time, but it will also kind of make it so that way we can get it anyway. Anyways, Baneling's coming in. Hydra's also coming in. There's actually a lot of stuff here. Oh, Baneling's on the right side as well. Gonna be getting on all the probes, and the GG is called Heroku. Heroku, I can't say your freaking name. We'll take the first map after a pretty kind of wacky opener, but pretty surprising result. I wasn't really sure where that was actually going the whole game. I thought Lock was going to be able to break out there eventually and just kind of kill him, but the Nidus, like I was saying, that's exactly what I was saying though, man. I'm like so freaking good at this game where I'm like, yeah, just wait for them to walk out of the base before you drop the next Nidus, and then they do it, and then it almost kills the whole freaking main. Jesus Christ, I'm just so freaking good. What team is Heroku on? I need to remember these things. That's Acheron's team, okay. So Acheron's team, the shitpost team, will be finding the first win in the series against the, I mean, they're already getting the exact amount of map score as Team Eiger from the first week so far. So they literally only need to win one more map to do better than Eiger's team did last week against them. Haha. Heroku is not on your team? That's Azura's team? What? Did I do it wrong on my thing? Oh, I did. Wait, I switched these? Oh, shit. Oh, that's annoying. Alright, never mind. I literally lied. Acheron's team's still not doing as good as Eiger's team. Yeah, Gemini moment, I guess. Oh well, hold up. Let me switch these so I don't frickin' confuse myself anymore. Dun 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 dun. Okay, cool. Alright, nice. I've got it saved now. Should be all good. Alright, anyways. With all that now fixed, we are going to head over into the second game. With Team Azura still looking pretty strong. And spawning over at the bottom of the side for Team Azura, it is Heroku, also known as Monkey. And on the top right side, playing for the shitpost team, Team Acheron, it is Lock, who again is off racing because their Terran MMR is too high compared to their opponents, so they are forced to off race to make it more even. And even it was that game. Yeah, honestly, if Lock just decided to defend the whole time, he would be totally good. Like, he had the most insane upgrade lead that I think I've ever seen in any game ever. And the opponent was definitely all-inning from that point on. So, I mean, just keep defending, make sure the Niduses don't get up. Just keep getting an insane Archon count up, get Storm, Disruptor, I don't know, something else to round out the composition just a little bit. And I mean, Hydra Ling Bane against a 3-1 upgrade advantage should never win. Combined with cannons and shield batteries, I mean, yeah, whenever you're playing against Hydra Ling, or just Ling Bane or any of that kind of crap, you should just never attack, honestly. Just literally never attack until you get carriers. Because that composition is always going to be trying to trade. They're always going to be trying to just kill you with waves and waves of units. And so you are just going to be on the defensive from the beginning there. Yes, a very sick wall from Lock here. Not really understanding that this is just a 2-building wall, but maybe... Yeah, I don't know. Wow, did the fake warp gate even to get the faster Stargate. Actually, never mind. Wait, what? No, that Adept was like already finished by the time the Stargate was made, and... What? Wait, what? Why does it... I'm confused. Yeah, something wrong happened there. Anyways, oh, we got a huge Ling wraparound coming from Haroku. Can't frickin' say this name. And I don't think Lock really realized that it was happening. Maybe he saw like the very tail end of a unit popping down there, thinking that it might have been a drone. Not quite realizing what it is, and actually also still does not have this wall plugged in, so this is going to be a little bit frickin' difficult. The Adept actually gets into the main base. Oh, we're targeting the Cyber Core. Wait, what? That's a decision. Wait a minute. Whoa, what? Well, that was the strangest thing I've ever seen. That was actually the weirdest decision that I've ever seen. I mean, yeah, that is just going to be absolutely awful for Haruko. Haruko just flows off the tongue so much easier. But I mean, yeah, they literally could have just gone and just killed like frickin' 10 probes right there. But they decided to go for the Cyber. We got even more Lings swelling out, all on 20 drones here, and now making one extra drone to make it 21. I mean, yeah, that was not it, to say the least. I could say many things about Zerg players right now, but I'm not going to. I am refraining. I'm holding back. The Oracle is slowly killing the Spore Crawler, which also is an interesting decision because we literally have 2 Oracles. I don't know why the other one wasn't also partaking in that attack. When there's also no spores in any of the other bases ready either. We could have just been one-shotting drones the whole time. Very questionable decisions from both players here. Just really love to target buildings instead of workers for some reason. Oh, fast glaive being made by Lock as well. This is going to be very difficult to deal with for Haroku, I imagine. Because they're going to be trying to drone up pretty heavily after the initial failed Ling Flood attempts. Lock first needs to get out of his base. Also making a Templar Archives quite early, which is a bit weird. It's not like we really have that much gas. Literally like one warping of Adepts kind of just gets rid of that gas bank right there. We will be able to see when this comes out from Haruko. So the Lings are likely going to be pouncing right into the net as this push comes out here, but unfortunately for Haruko, that is literally the entire army. So there's going to be absolutely nothing to deal with this huge amount of Adept pressure that's going to be coming out. It's going to be an attempted Evo chamber wall, but the Queen betrays the drone, and they're able to get right in. Oh my goodness. I literally, like, I was watching it happen. I saw him try to, like, to make it be, like, super exact, like, well, I'm gonna make the Evo chamber right when the Adepts come to be, like, super sure and make it look really cool and, like, blah, blah, blah. And, like, the moment that he decided to cancel it, I was like, this isn't gonna go the way they want it to go. I can feel it. And then, yeah. I mean, about 30 drones have already died, and all the Lings will as well. And that will be a win for Lock and a win for Acheron, as they will be evening up the series. Now are making it as equal as Eiger's team from the first week. An extremely interesting series, to say the least. We're going to go over to the desk again, joined here by our good old friends Cobblestone and Acheron, to get the breakdown of how this went. So, I mean, the first game, surely you guys must be a little bit upset about, but that second game, I'm sure you're feeling quite good after seeing that, Acheron.
Well, as an unbiased analyst, I actually feel good about both games. Of course, I would never be biased towards my own team in any way, shape, or form. But it did feel like Locke had really good crisis management throughout those games. I mean, even though, like, he didn't scout, like, at all in the first game, he still, like, got, like, a big lead, but then he made a bunch of mistakes with, like, moving out and stuff against the Monkey's Egg. So, that felt kind of weak.
Yeah. It's because some questionable decisions, for sure. Unfortunately, letting the last Nidus kind of kill a lot of the probes and almost the Nexus even up in the main base. Cobble, do you agree with my kind of analysis of that he should have just kind of sat back and just kind of absorbed everything, given the fact that he had that insane upgrade lead?
Well, me and Luck know Haruko quite well, and I was telling Acheron actually at the start of the match that Haruko is not a cheeser. Acheron said, "Isn't Haruko a cheeser?" And I said, "No, he likes late game a lot, and he's usually macro." So I think Luck was also thinking, "Yeah, this should be a like standard macro game." And then Haruko just pulls out two awful Xerxes, like pretty big, and so I think he was caught off guard by that. So I can understand it.
True. I mean, this is also, you say they were two horrible Xerxes, but the second one, honestly, that like a big Ling wraparound, it can be kind of hard to scout that if you're not like very on point with your probe and adept micro at the very beginning. So like it's pretty easy to kind of have that slip around, and I mean, it kind of should have won the game, should it not have? like I don't know what that decision was.
Particularly good.
Yeah, I don't mean horrible as in bad. I mean horrible as in like horrible as a Protoss to deal with. Like it's really, really annoying.
I agree. I think that build in the second game is especially good against people who are off racing, as like Lock is.
Right.
Because like the Terran players don't really understand the intricacies of like the probe scout being like making sure there's no links coming out and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So like it's pretty easy to slip the Lings out if they aren't like super on top of it.
Yep, that is true. I mean, to be fair, Lock would have also, if he was like, you know, a little bit more on top of things, he would have had an actual wall off there instead of the not wall off that he had. So that was.
I don't know. I thought targeting the core was pretty sick though.
Oh yeah, you think so? In a very unsarcastic and unironic way.
Well, I mean, what if the warp gate dies? You know, then you just win the game.
I mean, yeah, but then what if you lose 12 probes? You also lose the game.
That's debatable. Yeah, and Protoss is pretty busted, you know?
Yeah. I don't know about that one. Anyways. So yeah, the next match will be the very hyped up and expected Ardent versus Lancer match. I mean, how excited are you to watch this series, Cobble? I am just over the moon right now.
I'm super excited, honestly. I don't know what the players have in store. I'm expecting a lot of cheese, a lot of strong play, and a lot of questionable play in general. And I think it's going to be a great match.
I think we're going to have the scales tipped a little bit more heavily into the questionable plays side, but that's, you know, it's to be decided. But Acheron, if you could give a prediction, what are you expecting with a very unbiased opinion here?
Extremely unbiased? Well, I'm hoping the series is close. And I mean, I'm hoping it's entertaining. I kind of want it to be, obviously I want it to be 2-0 for me, because that'd be kind of a, you know, good for my team, but I feel like 1-1 would be good for the fans, you know?
Right. Do you think that Ardent can actually beat Lancer, though?
Probably not.
Nice, thank you. That's what I wanted to hear. Okay, perfect. Thank you, my two wonderful analysts. We will be back after the series to see how you guys are thinking about the games as they go along. And we are going to go ahead into one of the hypest matches in Week 2, which is going to be Ardent versus Lancer. And honestly, this should be just an absolute banger coming in here. As we have spawning on the bottom side, playing as Protoss, coming in as the lowest rated player of the entire team league, playing for the Jin Lair Pink Wings, Team Azura. It is Ardent. Also French. And on the top left side, playing for Team Acheron. Playing Zerg, as he's said that's what he's been playing the most recently. He's primarily a Protoss player, but recently has been playing only Zerg. It is the one, the only, the cat sobber himself, Lancer. And we've got a bit of an early pool coming out from my boy Lancer. And a Forge! A Nexus First Forge opener from Ardent. Wow, okay, this series really is not going to disappoint. We do indeed have some memes here. I mean, this should honestly be kind of favoring into Lancer's hand here, given the fact that he went for a slightly earlier than normal pool, but he has to recognize that the cannons are about to be coming up here first for this to really play out how he wants to. And to be honest, I don't really know what the correct response should be from the Zerg in this position. A drone pull is, I think, not at all actually the correct decision, because this is... I mean, quite a few drones can get on top of these ones, but these two pylons can barely be hit at all, and it's like quite late for this to be happening here. I feel like this, yeah, like this is not, they're not even gonna kill a single pylon. Luckily, he pulls away before losing any of them, but the hatch will get killed off here. And I feel like, considering the fact that we already went for an early pool, this is just a situation where we cancel the hatchery, get a Roach Warren super fast for Ravagers, and then expand somewhere else. Because we already went for such an early pool, and we saw the cannons so late, there's no way that we would ever be able to get a drone pool to cancel all that. But the Ling's going straight across, actually. Oh, he's not attack moving with them. No, Lancer, no! Not able to get to the base. Would have been able to if he was just attacking the frickin' probe. Insert no Jeff here. So yeah, Ardent is going to be finding himself in an insanely beneficial situation. Cybercore only just now starting though, as his follow-up wasn't all the most clean. I mean, there's some builds that you can do this with where you still have, like, honestly, Nexus First Forge I don't even think is the best way to do this. Like, wasn't Parting doing like Gate Nexus Forge or something like that, and like becoming I mean, that's like giving you a way better opportunity, right? To just place cannons down and then tech up afterwards pretty easily. But regardless, Ardent's going to be sitting quite pretty, actually making his gases at the nat instead of his main, which is kind of interesting. I don't know if he's doing this on purpose or just because he just felt like it, but it's actually going to kind of meme and mind game Lancer a little bit, and honestly make him feel like he is in a better spot than he is. Or sorry, make Lancer think that Ardent is in a better spot than he is, because normally you would never take these unless you already took your ones in the main, but the Overlord will come in now and see that they are in fact missing, and those are only his first 2 gases. So Lancer should be now fully realizing what's going on. Somehow doesn't lose a drone to those cannons there on the transfer. But yeah, I mean, this is going to all be coming down to what Ardent's his transition is going to be in this game, because he's gotten himself an extremely great lead. But his decision now is to double chrono out Stalkers, forget Warp Gate, and not make a tech building until about 30 seconds after his Cyber finished. So, sure, he's got a good eco, but we gotta remember that eventually you do need units in tech as a Protoss player. Or else the Zerg will eventually be able to catch up. Double Stargate Carrier. Whoa. Whew. That's what he was practicing? Oh my god. Oh my goodness. These cannons finally got dealt with over here. Lancer's for some reason taking this base instead of that one. Actually, he's just gotta take all of them, never mind. So, this is perfect by Lancer. Like, he literally needs to be just spamming like, he saw everything. He saw just nothing. He saw 2 gateways, he saw no warp gate making, he saw no tech. Lancer should be realizing that there is nothing coming, and just literally mass expand, just literally do nothing but hit the drone key until you're at 80. Because there's nothing that's going to be threatening him anytime soon. Instead, he's still kind of making a lot of lings. He's making a spine crawler because he's not exactly sure what's happening, I guess. He's like, sees nothing and expects it to be something anyway. But he should be able to come now, see that this 3rd base is well underway. He's still making a lot of lings. Lancer, no, this is really not the correct decision here, man. I mean, we're already behind. We can't... We see him making a 3rd base. We saw nothing with our Overlord. Like, we should... I mean, we're making, like, the fast 4 bases, but we're not really fully going to it, you know what I mean? Like, we're doing both things here. We are both trying to be greedy by getting a lot of bases, but then also trying to be safe by making some emergency lings. When we should just be doing one or the other. Either just full-on hammering and all-inning with the lings, or just full-on hammering with a massive amount of drones. And I think the latter is the far superior choice in this situation. Triple forge, single upgrade. Holy shit, you're right. Ardent forgetting that he started with a forge for his first building, and making 2 more forges. And going into Blink, which is interesting. I mean, God, Lancer could literally be at 80 drones right now. Also, yeah, he's doing the White Puma, or not White Puma, he's doing the Walnut Shield upgrade. And now Ardent is, Lancer is going to be kind of in an awkward spot here, trying to defend this little push out. This is actually the most random push out ever. Unfortunately, that thing is going to kill, or not kill, but trap every single ling. So that's literally the only good thing about this. This push should actually be doing literally nothing, because he doesn't even have any of his he's attacking before any of his upgrades finish. He's gotten no Warp Prism with it. The only reason this is doing anything at all is because that stasis ward was not noticed. Honestly, Ardent should have just lost every single unit right there. But he did not. Backs away upon realizing that there are way too many units, so at least he doesn't overstep his bounds, so that's good. Ardent being quite crisp with his upgrades, despite the fact that he's not actually using all 3 of his forges. Does get the +2 quickly afterwards. A lot more gateways coming down now. Lanzer gonna be moving out across the map here, getting a lot of extra units on the backside and going into the further tech for a later game. So, yet again, it just feels like Lanzer is trying to do one of everything, despite being behind from the very beginning of the game. Like, we're trying to expand, we're trying to harass, we're trying to push, we're trying to tech. When we shouldn't, we just need to do one of something. This is quite good though, getting this big Ling wraparound onto the 4th base. Should be able to kill this off if Ardent is just unaware that overcharge exists and could put it down onto the Nexus. The attack is going over to the left side though, and there's not that many units left to deal with it, as the majority of Lanzer's army was trying to kill this 4th base. So now the 4th base of Lanzer is getting sieged pretty heavily here. And the units are not quite yet grouped up to deal with it. Everything is now coming back together. Ling's now getting on top of all the Blink Stalkers here. The Micro from Ardent, not that bad actually. We'll be able to keep some of the Stalkers alive as some more start to reinforce as well. And Lanzer is now finding himself with very few units. There's even an Adept Harass going up on the top side. Uh-oh. Start spamming the cat sobs. The slow zealot reinforcement. Yeah, I mean, Lanzer, we don't have much here. There's nothing to combat this army. We've got a 2-1 upgrade as well for Protoss just finishing. Grooved Spines is only just now finishing up for Lanzer, and that is going to be a GG. Ardent takes the first game of this best of 2. A surprising result. And I once again forget who's on what team. That is Team Azura, that's right. Wowzers, wowzers, wowzers. What a ridiculous situation that we found ourselves in, honestly. Well, we're going to be going into the next game. I would like to just kind of keep it going as we are able to do so here. And spawning on the top right side, going for a 12 pool. You know, he looked at the last game, was like, damn, if only I just made that pool a little bit earlier. Let's try it this time. It is Lanzer. Playing for the shitpost team. And on the bottom left side, currently up 1-0 in the best of 2 series, it is Ardent, who will be going for a normal gate opener this time. And will be scouting quite early. So he will be able to see that there is no hatchery down, does not go into the main to just check in case to know exactly what timing that pool is at though. We'll do so just now. Sees the 12 pool. What will Ardent's response be? Is the question. A full 6 slings coming out here. A probe. The probe is actually going over to the left side of the map to patrol and wait to come back in later. I like it. We got the Cyber, we got an extra pylon, the Zealot, and the extra gate as well. That is a gap, though. So Arden's going to be trying to trust his micro to be able to maneuver this Zealot and Probe in and out to be able to keep the Lings from getting in. Let's see how good it is. Ling's coming up now, trying to target down that Cyber. Ardent dipping in and out with the Zealot to keep it secure. Second Zealot will pop out as well. And I mean, this is looking pretty good for Ardent here. Honestly solid. The only problem is he doesn't have a Nexus. And there it is. So yeah, it is a double gate opener response, so he will need to start getting some Adepts out so that way he can then walk across the map with the 2 Zealot double Adept pressure. And we'll see if Lancer is able to deal with that. The Nexus should have been in the wall. Ardent is not on Cobble's team, though. Drone's coming back out for Lancer. Going for the eco follow-up. Not going for any sort of 1-base or 2-base follow-up all in. Probe comes back to try and scout. We'll see a drone leaving the base, so should be able to kind of put 2 and 2 together that means there is no follow-up. Although that probe scout came in quite late, and if Lancer was actually doing something as a follow-up, Ardent honestly would have been getting hit by it by the time that probe even was able to get in there. Also, he's not deciding to move across with the double Adept, double Zealot, so Lancer's kind of dodging a bullet in that regard. Only the double Adept will be getting sent across. The 2 Zealots will be left at home, despite the fact that they will be doing nothing over here. And once again, his follow-up tech is quite late. As we don't have a Stargate, we don't have a Robo, no Twilight Council. Not really sure what he's going to be doing just yet. The double Adept is now on the other side of the map. We'll be trying to get a couple of drone kills. Will be nice. There is still quite a few Lings out to be able to help with this, and the Queens are actually well positioned too. So not too much damage going to be happening here with these double Adepts just yet. Lots of drones coming out of Lancer. I love to see that. Maybe realizing his mistake from last game and deciding to just go full on into the drones this time to keep that eco lead. So last game, we do have to remember, was off of the back of a very successful cannon rush. This game, no such thing. It was a fairly, a pretty good defense overall of the 12 pool. Didn't really take any damage. The problem with it though is that Ardent went for the 2-gate response. And when you do the 2-gate response, you are naturally foregoing a Nexus in that scenario. And so then you do have to do something else after defending the 12 pool. You don't just defend the 12 pool, because like if you let Lings in while doing a 2-gate response, you have really royally fucked up. So it's kind of a given that you're going to defend the 12 pool with that response, but then you still have to do something because your Nexus is going to be super late. So you still have to go across the map and kind of deal some extra damage. And so that's why me saying he didn't do the 2 Zealot, 2 Adept follow-up, like that's actually really a crucial point, because now Lancer is up here with a 10 drone lead, having 0 damage done to him. And Ardent is sitting here now trying to get a 3rd base up with 10 less probes. Only just now his Oracle is going across the map. The rest of his tech is also super delayed and literally non-existent at this point. So this is a big reversal of the last game, where last game Ardent was having a very strong economic and just general positional lead from the successful cannon rush. This game doesn't look like that much damage was dealt from Lancer with the 12 pool, but actually there was a lot of damage done. Ardent himself dealt it to himself by not really responding, not really doing what his response was supposed to do, I'll say. God, Ardent loves this double forge though. We'll be going into it yet again. The Oracle is actually patrolling over here in a very funny way. still would love Lancer to be kind of mashing down that drone key just a little bit more here, too. He really just seems to kind of get stuck at like 60 for some reason, when he should really just be going straight to 70 to 80. He got the scout that it is a third base as well. Arden looks like he's going to come out and try to do this random ass attack again, which, again, shouldn't do anything because it's entirely upgradeless. Lancer's in a more better position than last game, though, so let's see if he's got a better defense here. Hopefully doesn't get baited by the stasis wards. I don't know what the hell that was. That was really random. The army supply is definitely much bigger for Lancer here. Although not all of his units are quite ready yet, but he is still going in for the attack. The oracles are not really getting contested that much as there's only one queen down here. The stalkers will get pushed back. This is what the problem is when they don't have any upgrades. But again, the queens are not here to deal with the oracles. So they're actually dealing a little bit of damage when they really shouldn't be. And none of the queens are actually getting pulled to deal with them for some reason. Lancer has forgotten that he has made queens. And is just submitting himself to take damage from these oracles. Luckily, Arden is kind of suiciding his stalkers to try and kill a spore crawler, so his oracles with 0 energy left can try to do a little bit more damage, and that's not really going to do very well for him, as the other stalkers reinforcing also won't do anything. And now you're kind of realizing why... wait, Lancer, why are we attacking the oracle with less health? Yeah, Arden, now you're kind of seeing why you don't really want to attack without any upgrades or a war prism on the map. It's not really... doesn't usually do much. I mean, that did way more than it even should have. Finally, Lancer, though, has hit the drone key enough and is now up to a nice juicy 77, and after defending that push, should be in a pretty good spot to go into this mid-game here. As, yet again, Ardent is basically just on Blink Stalkers and nothing else. Only just now getting the Robo up, so no follow-up tech of Disruptors or Colossus will be coming out. The Stargate has been idle as well, so there's nothing coming out of there. The 4th base is only just now getting finished. So Lancer should be pretty free to mash the Roachling Bane key to get a solid win here. The Spire is also finishing up too. I wonder if he's actually just waiting to make a bunch of mutas, which would be an interesting decision. Blink Stalker's coming up at the top side, but it seems like Lancer has sniffed this out somehow. I don't know if he saw something with a Ling or whatever, but we'll have enough units here to prepare for that, while the Lings are not being prepared for on Arden's side, as they will kill off some of those probes transferring over to the 4th base. We'll be going over to the Nat. And it's not positioned correctly, so the Lings will get right in as well to kill a few more probies. Ardent is falling apartant. That sounded way funnier in my head, but it actually still kind of sounded pretty funny out loud anyway, so I'm gonna roll with it. And yeah, this army from Lancer, I mean... if Lancer manages to find a way to lose this game, I will just... lose my mind. That was a sick blink. I am now 3 inches to the right. Units getting streamlined up over here. Ardent gonna try to go for one big final attack here. Well, I don't know if it's final. I'm just kind of guessing, just based off the way the supplies have looked this far. Holy shit, the mutas are out. Totally missed that one. And they are killing everything again. Lots of stockies getting warped in here to deal with the mutars. Blinks to try and deal with them, but it's not going to do too much because there's still a fresh mineral line full of probes to deal with over here. One transferring muta does kind of get killed off there, but the rest of this army from Lancer can't quite be contested by what we have on the ground here from Ardent. We are doubling the supply as Lancer, and he still doesn't feel like he can attack for some reason. wanting to toy with his food just a little bit longer. Mutus will go and sacrifice himself for a few more kills over here, which honestly isn't. I literally don't even care. Just more room for more things on the ground. I don't know why Lanzer is not making banelings though. He has the baneling nest. He did not get centrifugal hooks. But it doesn't really matter because again, the army is just so large. So yeah, this fourth base is gonna get totally ransacked. Arden's gonna try to come up here to try and kill what he can, but the writing has been on the wall for quite a long time this game. And Lanzer still is not feeling confident enough to just continually A-move to victory. Lanzer's army is so large it could compete with Arden's mom in size. Nice, Angrath. That was very well done. For anyone who doesn't know, Arden is literally the person that overuses your mom jokes far more than any other person in the world. There's the banelings. Holy crap. All the slow banelings walking into the army. Not a blink to be found. As everything gets absolutely wiped off the map, and Lanzer will be finding the even 1-1. Wow. A pretty close series here. Honestly, love to see it. So yeah, pretty crazy to be having this much of a close series. Already doing better, Team Acheron is, than Team Eiger from last week. So that's good to see from them. We'll be panning back over to the analyst desk over here to get some more expert opinions on this match. I mean, you guys were not really feeling very strong with Arden's potential in this series, but he ended up picking a map up. Cobblestone, what do you think about Arden's play there?
Honestly, that was really well prepared. Nexus first, into Forge, into Cannon Rush. He knew the spot. He played that pretty well. But what I thought would be really funny is if he prepared all that and then just died to the 12th hole the next game. I thought that would have been hilarious.
I mean, he basically did. Not in like a very flashy way, but he essentially did. So, you kind of got your wish, but... I mean, yeah, like props to him.
Gemini, you know?
Arden did play that first game pretty well. I mean, his follow-up was a bit strange, and if Lanzer kind of put 2 and 2 together a little quicker, he could have kind of abused the fact that the transition was quite late. But he got the damage he was hoping for, and it ended up getting a nice win for him. Second game, not going quite his way, though, Acheron.
Yeah, I agree. That 12-pole defense didn't feel super clean. It felt like he was really prepared for this match, and it was like a initiative thing where like when he was being proactive, he was kind of in the driver's seat. But as soon as it was like not in his hands, he kind of fell apart. Just with Lanzer's mechanics being slightly better. So I feel like the preparation was definitely on point for Arden, but maybe the overall skill level maybe wasn't quite there.
Yeah. But it's good for him to at least pick that map up to keep the series as equal as possible for him, as it will be 2-2 going into the final scheduled map, the match 3, before a potential ace match if this one also goes 1-1, which would be the first ace match that we have, by the way. We've not had an ace match this entire league yet. But yeah, this will be Cobble's match, actually. And Cobble, let's just pretend that we are now at the time when you did not play this match yet and you were prepping and getting ready to go into it. What are your thoughts going into this series against Shiny here?
Well, against Shiny, I think I'm like 15-0 in customs, so I was not...
That's not true.
That's kind of true. So I was not very scared, basically. I was confident.
Damn, those are some words from the Cobblestoner himself. Very interesting. Acheron, I mean, it seemed like you think that's maybe a lie?
Well, I've watched some of their customs and I've seen him lose before. But yeah, I do think he's definitely favored in the matchup. against Shiny, but I have seen it's not like he has no losses ever against Shiny, you know?
Okay.
I think he does have reason to be confident.
Fair enough, fair enough. So are we both expecting this to be a solid 2-0 to close it out here for Team Acheron to give Azura the loss?
That would definitely be nice, yeah.
Cobble, feeling confident in 2-0?
Yeah, I think Arden has been feeling a little too cocky about his team. I want to slap it down.
Nice, nice, nice. Makes a lot of sense. All right, we will be getting back to you guys after the match. Thank you guys for your insights as always, and we'll see you in a little bit. So, we are going to get into this last potential match here, as it is going to be Cobblestone going against Shiny to see if this will be forcing us into an ace match. Cobble seeming like he was very confident coming into this one, so we'll see if his confidence is well-founded or not, as we will be heading straight on in. And thankfully, Cobble is the only one so far in this entire day of matches to remember the colors. So, as much shit as we like to give Cobble, we have to give him one for that. He did actually remember the colors, so I will now remember that Cobble is on Acheron's team because he has chosen the color purple. And that is the man that is spawning over in this bottom right side. The Cobblestoner himself. And on the top left side, playing for the other team, Genlair Pink Wings, it is Shiny. It seems like there was a pause or something. Uncobble moment? Wonder what we're gonna have. I mean, Cobble was extremely confident in that pre-game interview. That totally did not happen. What the hell? What is that? How the hell did this happen? I've never seen that ever. What the hell? Literally never in 13 years of StarCraft have I seen that happen to the chat. What is that? That's so weird. Oh, there's like a ... over here. What the hell? It's so weird. I would love an ace match too, to be honest. We have yet to have an ace match in the ATP Team League, so I would love to see an ace match finally get thrown down. I apologize if there's a little bit of extra background noise as my washer is going on, as I need to do laundry, so sorry. I would try to filter that out, but it actually kind of would mess up with my mic a little bit, so I'm not going to do that. So just endure that. Yeah. Let's see what Shiny goes for. Because Cobble is definitely going to be doing something pretty normal. He'll just be going into the Stargate. Does go for a pylon block at the at the third, that is. Pretty interesting, but there's a lot of lings, actually. There's 6 lings out for Shiny, and they're actually even going to let that be seen. They're not even trying to hide the fact that there are 6 lings on the map. Cobble is just walking in with the Adept anyway. We'll have... Oh, he's making a battery. Yeah, because, I mean... I wonder if Shiny just does this just as a meme to be like, haha, look, I've got 6 slings. I might all in you. Ha ha ha. And then it forces a battery or whatever. But, yeah, I mean, the battery's out. The Stalker is not really positioned in a spot to actually deny these 2 lings, so one of them will get into the main base here, and we'll be able to scout that there is an Oracle coming. Gets right in, we'll be able to see that. The Adept, on the other hand, did kill a drone over here, though, so that was pretty cool. Although, oh my god, please don't let this thing kill a... Cobble moment. There really is There's honestly so few things in this world that give me as much joy as being able to witness a Cobble moment in real time in this video game. It really is just something special. The Oracle will be coming in. We'll see what the micro is like. As it is trying to find anything to do, it will settle for a revelation. Didn't even bother to check the third base if that was undefended. Would have found a drone. As a Ling Swell without Ling Speed ready is going to be trying to go in to deny the third base and will have quite a hard time doing so without that aforementioned speed upgrade. So that was a bit unfortunately timed for Shiny there. As Cobblestone will be feeling quite nice, getting his third base up uncontested. There's also a battery here, so that's not going to do anything either. So yeah, Cobble's looking quite good. No Cobble moments to be had. There's the Forged Twilight follow-up, the extra gateways. Third Oracle will be joining the fray. A pause, and Cobble's... You smell, by the way? You're stinky. Very silly. Just no response from Cobble, just... honestly kind of beta. The Virgin no response versus the Chad random BM. The Ling's coming back in over to the third base. There is a battery made, so that will at least keep any probes from dying, but it does kind of disrupt a little bit. The Adepts were sent across the map, and 4 of them are actually here, and not just 2. And there's not anything here to defend. So this is going to be a much more successful harassment done by Cobble than Shiny tried to do over to Cobble's side of the map. Getting a couple drones, getting a couple Lings, and it's not quite done yet. Oh, cancels the shade, keeps them over at the Nat. And yeah, this is just a real pain in the ass for Shiny to deal with here. Not ready for this at all. Despite the fact that they saw that there were no Adepts left at the third base anymore, it did not really realize that they would have possibly been sent out onto the map. The double Oracle will also now go into the third base for their fair share of drones. We'll get quite a few here to get a solid 9 in total before getting 1 or 2 more. Nope, he's, once again, Cobble is not pushing his luck and could have gotten a couple more there, but whatever. Will take what he's gotten so far, which is honestly quite good. This is a crazy wall off, though. Wow. That is definitely a wall off. Blink has finished. Charge will be coming up right after that. +2 should be getting queued up pretty quickly after this one as well. And I mean, yeah, Cobble is just finding himself in a pretty damn good spot in this game. Also, I did get confirmation from Shiny that he is not actually a girl. So all of you guys that were telling me that this was a girl in chat last week were entirely wrong. Just thought I'd let you all know. Oracle's coming back. Try to get a few more drones. We'll get a scout off onto the infest. Oh, did they get the full scout? Oh, tried to go back in to kind of click on what those were. Not quite sure if Cobble was able to actually notice what exactly he saw. We'll go into that Templar Archives and everything. Looking pretty good for Cobble. Gets the Stalkers over to the left side. Blinks forward to kill the Overlord. That was a surprising blink forward. Luckily, there's not enough Lings to actually get a full surround over here to actually punish this. And the rest of the Stalkers and Oracles will be joining forces here to really try to contest this fourth base. And I think they're going to find a pretty successful job of doing so, as the Oracles are back here to set up some stasis wards as well. Really securing the retreat from Cobble here, and there's just not really that many units for Shiny to even really do anything here. They, yet again, have just found themselves stuck, not prepared for the pressure that Cobble is throwing out. There's a couple of zealots sitting here doing nothing. Finally goes in. But yeah, I mean, like, Shiny just never seemed to realize what exactly Cobble was doing. Just never really got the heads up that there were units crossing the map, trying to pressure at the different times. And they are definitely feeling the pain for it. As Cobble is continually taking a much better position in this game, even already going up to the carrier transition back at home. The Rogue is over on the right side, also getting picked off by all the Zealots that are reinforcing. The Lurkers have finished, which will force Cobble back for now, as his army definitely cannot fight with that Lurker count. But that is only going to delay Cobble for now. Oh my god, he's going to try it anyway. I can't believe he did that. I think he's really just trying to keep Shiny distracted over here, so that way the Zealot Archon at the top can deal a little bit more damage. Unfortunately, he's not going to find too much up there either, as the Lurkers are ready to go there. But the problem here for Shiny is that he is just simply lacking the units. He's got a pretty good 4-base setup at this point. He's got a high drone count. The 5th base is coming right back in as well. But there's just so much money in the bank for the last little bit, and there's just no units being... I don't know what the unit situation is. Like, we're just sitting here and not actually making anything for the longest time possible. Whereas Cobble is really kind of just hitting his macro pretty decently. Because there's so few units, we can't really respond to this Blink Stalker aggression going on to all these different sides. The Lurkers can only stay... I mean, literally, Shiny told me what they prefer to be called, so yes, I am quite convinced. Because the person themselves told me. But thank you for your Twitch chat, GM analysis of gender profiling. Like, what the fuck? Yes, they did. What the hell? God damn it. They literally said he or they, anyway, either is fine. God damn it. Anyways, the Lurkers doing their best to deny as much harassment as possible, but like I was saying, the unit count is just so low that there's only so much that the Lurkers can defend for so long. And Shiny's gonna have quite a bit of trouble kind of finding their footing here. Much as this game will progress in the next few minutes, because the carrier transition is well underway, already a few out, and there's not even a lick to be found of a Viper, of a swath of Corruptors, of an overwhelming Hydra Infestor count. Like, oh god, running into some stasis wards. I mean, Shiny's going to have to absolutely buckle down hard. And I don't think attacking is the correct move here. Although Cobble is not paying attention, and is actually losing a fair amount of units here. A bit of a mistake by Cobble. Where are those carriers? Here they are, coming up all the way to the top side of the map where there's almost... Oh my god, he missed the revelation. Dude, what is it with Cobble and missing these revelations? He did it last week too, fuck. Oh my god, he revelates, but just goes right in, okay. The carriers are here. But I mean, this is not really where the carriers need to be. The carriers need to be down here. This is a strange kind of splitting up of the units here. This army could have been dealt with pretty easily without this carrier count. But these Lurkers could have easily been dispatched of with the carriers back at home. And Shiny could be literally dead right now, but now we have an awkward situation where the Corruptors could actually jump on top of these carriers and is gonna force a recall. Doesn't actually hit the entire recall and will miss 2 of the carriers, losing them. And the Lurkers are still over here uncontested with only a Gateway army to deal with them, and the Lings coming down to help, so that way the Gateway units can't quite get on top of them. And now the Corruptors are here too. There's only 2 carriers just because, remember, we killed 2 of them already. And now the Hydras are coming down as well. Cobble is finding himself down in army supply, despite being ahead for the entire game. unfortunately for Shiny, there's still not that much room to be had to continue this attack for now, because the rest of the reinforcements are not quite here yet. There's not enough lurkers being made. Or they're just not quite done, I mean. But there's a lot more being made. That is actually an insane amount of lurkers going to be on the map here. It's going to be like 12 or 13 lurkers. It's 11. I was wrong. on both counts of my math. That is what we call a Gemini. That is an ultimate Gemini moment. Being unable to do simple, basic mental math. That is the prime definition of a Gemini moment. Oh my god, the corruptors are pissing all over the Nexus. They don't quite get it. The lurkers are kind of inting themselves, though, into these cannons. I don't quite like this from Shiny. I'm still amazed at how many stalkers Cobble has. Like, I know he frickin' has a hard-on for the unit, but, I mean, I don't feel like this is a situation that calls for continually making them. Like, this army like, if there were no storms... I mean, storms obviously are good, but it's like... Once those storms are done, this army isn't really that good. Oh my god, please. Oh my god, oh my god, the Templar! Oh, he just barely dodged that last line of lurker shots. That literally would have been an entire row of dead Templar, full on energy. Oh my god, if Shiny was not attacking those rocks when Cobble went down there like that, that would have been an insanely one-sided fight for the Zerg. Zealot's getting moved back over to the left side as well, but will get met with the entire army of Shiny and won't be able to do anything over there. Cobble still keeping the main force of his army over to the top side. We'll find a random stray lurker. Oh my god. I thought that was just gonna kill all the frickin' Templar by themselves. Shiny's actually kind of trying to jump on top of everything with only half of the army. I don't know what that was, actually. That was oh my god, now the Corruptors are just inting past everything as well. Oh, we got F2 down to the bottom to deal with this base over here, but we lost so much to do that. Oh my god. That was really not good. I mean, I thought Shiny was actually finding themselves in a pretty good spot, but... I mean, now this is not really looking that good. We'll try to come from multiple angles here, but the primary unit here is just a Zergling. Somehow dealing quite a bit of damage, though, on the bottom, because... Oh my god, the couple of lurkers are still alive. They were able to still chunk away a lot of those zealots. A lot of the stalkers, I should say, but, I mean, there's just not enough corruptors to deal with the carriers at this point. And now Shiny... Oh, there's actually a lurker dealing with some probes over here. But the army from Shiny is just looking really messed up here. Yes, my laundry's done. You guys heard that in the background. I was actually kind of hoping this whole series would be finished by now. I'm actually confused because I thought I told that thing to start now, not to end now. I don't know how I'd manage that. Oh my god, the Templar! Holy shit, the Templar just freaking moved themselves right into the lurkers. And now everything is getting picked off. Oh man, the Revelation just barely got off. Cobble is trying his best to throw this... I mean, both players are trying to throw this game as hard as they can. With some of the most strange fights I've seen. But I still favor Cobble. His army overall is a little bit better. He's got a more secured economy. Shiny, while having a large drone count, doesn't have them spread out along enough bases, really, to fully capitalize on that income, I feel. Or maybe they do. Oh no, there's a bunch idle up here. Okay, that's... I'm just gonna say... Oh my god! Lurkers burrowed! But there's so many carriers. I'm feeling like this is a little bit of the beginning of the end here. Oh, wait, but never mind. What the hell? Everything just suddenly died on the bottom. Why are these lurkers still alive? We have like 50 carriers. These should just be dying instantly. Cobble is somehow finding ways to lose these fights when I didn't think it was possible. This base is under threat and will get picked off. I think that was a misclick or something. We tried to transfuse a lurker. Oh my... Wait, what? Wait, what? The game just ended? What? Why? Why is this the second game today we've had where people just leave despite being in not the worst situation ever? I mean, like, yeah, I mean, like, yeah, there's a lot of bases for Cobble. And, like, yeah, he is kind of mining a lot. And yeah, this army's pretty big. We still have 15 Corruptors. And there's only 1 Archon and 6 Stalkers as the anti-air. I mean, the carriers obviously all are also anti-air. I mean, Shiny doesn't have much money. I mean, it's probably over, but it's like, I don't know, why not try to do it anyway, kind of a thing, you know? I always feel like just go for the last hurrah, you know? Like, might as well just try to go for, like, the last big attack, just see what happens, and then just send it away. I don't know, whatever. Cobble, after a long, sketchy game, will take the win. All it takes is one Cobble moment. Yes, exactly. Exactly that. You didn't have a single Cobble moment in that game. Cope, indeed. That is some massive cope. If I've ever heard it. You can't expect Cobble to be able to hit keys correctly when his brain's gravitational pull is forcing his hands up constantly. Oh my god. Oh, did he forget his first pro? Nice. Alright. On the bottom side, it is the momenter himself, Cobblestone. And on the top left, it is Shiny. Team Jinlair Pink Wings versus the Shitpost team. Will Cobble be able to finish it off and have it be a 4-2 for Team Acheron, or will we be getting the first ace match of the season? Oh, the sick block. Oh! 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 Oh no! Shiny moment! Yikes. Yikes. That is a feels bad. Unlucky. I mean, they definitely hit S, like... I mean, there's no other reason for why those would have stopped. The classic BS without having a single drone selected and not actually hitting B. Does Cobble do it? No honor! AFK first 10 seconds. Honestly, true. That's a nice reason. That is a Cobble moment in and of itself. Responding to Dactyl. Dactyl cameo. Alright, it's the Twilight Council coming up from Cobble. A little bit of a switch up. We'll be likely going for a bit of glaive action, or it could be going for a DT drop, but that's been out of favor for a while now. Shiny this time only going for the 4 lings, but it's actually not enough to kill the pylon quick enough, and the Adept will actually get over to kill the drone in time. Kinda sick, not gonna lie. It's so rare that you ever actually get to do that. Because 4 lings almost always, like, if there's 4 lings out, like, you can't do that. I actually don't I don't know what happened there for that to actually end up happening. But that really should not be possible if you have 4 lings. You can only usually do that if there's 2 and when they're trying to be greedy. Now the double adept is even getting up into the main. We'll be able to get a couple of drones at the cost of 1 adept. Even a couple of lings. So a good opener from Cobble yet again. And there is the glaives, there is the prism, there are the 2 extra gateways, there is just one of the probes being pulled out of the gases, not both. But these, the Overlord will be able to see exactly what's happening. The Stalker was not in a position to help kill it off before he was able to get the full scout. So let's see how good Shiny's anti-4-gate glaives response is. We're still making drones, which is interesting, because the Prism is about to be here. The Roach Warren is not quite done yet. 8lings only just now being put in production, and the first round of Adepts are already here. The Lings trying to go for a counterattack when those are the only units we have on the map. Shiny trying to put all their faith in just the Queens to be able to deal with this for now, but the Evo block will deny them from getting into the Nat, so that's actually that's actually pretty good. So overall, it ends up being not bad for now, but the problem remains that there's not that many units for Shiny here. We have more units, we have a higher army supply for Cobble, which really should never be happening. Like, oh my god, they let the Evo chamber finish as well, so half of the units are trapped inside the net. They're gonna have to kill the Evo chamber to even help these queens. Oh my god, the queens are just left to die. And Shiny is kind of falling apart here as now the Evo chamber dies, but it's just leaving way for these Adept Shades to come right on in. And Cobble can finish that Shade, although kind of did it in a little bit of a weird way, but it doesn't really matter because there's just so many freaking Adepts and no Lings, and Cobble actually secures the 4-2 for Team Acheron. And Jinlair Pink Wings, their reign of dominance was short-lived. Only staying in first place for 1 week as Team Acheron, showing to be pretty powerful. Pretty good. Pretty crazy, honestly. Didn't expect that. But we are going to go back over to the desk to talk with the winners of that match. I mean, you guys must be feeling amazing after getting a solid 4-2 win over the previous #1 in the league, Acheron. How's it feel to be what I believe should be now the new #1?
It feels pretty good. I never doubted my team at all. I thought Cobble was going to 2-0 easy. Don't go back in the VOD and look. I definitely said he was going to 2-0. So I think those strong and expected.
Yeah, I mean, Cobble, your prediction was right that you clean sweeped and did not lose a map. Although that first map wasn't exactly the cleanest, I will say. How did you go? How did you feel going into coming out of the first game and going into the second one there after seeing how the first one went?
Well, when I was playing, I felt like very ahead the whole game, and I didn't even realize that Shiny basically like kind of tied up the first game. Like, it was kind of equal at some point. But when I was playing, I felt very ahead, so I wasn't scared. But in retrospect, I definitely should have killed Shiny way earlier, and then I made things hard for myself.
Yes, I mean, you were ahead for pretty much all of it, so I mean, you have some right to be able to think that, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, overall, it seemed like you were feeling pretty good in the series overall. It didn't seem pretty hard for you, especially with that second game being pretty easy. Did you actually expect to just straight up win with the Adepts, or was that kind of a surprise to you?
Yeah, I know Shiny. I know they're very bad against Adepts, but it still felt like such a bad game for them with the drone stop, and then I killed their drone at the third, and then I killed more drones in the main, etc. And then they finished Evo. So they were checked out, basically. But I still felt like I could have gotten way ahead with the Adepts anyways.
Right. Yeah, so you guys ended up taking a pretty solid win, 4-2. So that's pretty good for you guys going into the standings, like I was mentioning. Next week, you guys are going to be playing against somebody, and that
Eva's team
is going to be, yes, Eva. So Eva's team is the other team that is also doing quite well so far. So how do you guys feel going up against the All Things Primate team?
I think that one's gonna be a little rough for us, especially with the the matches that we get. Because next week I have to play against Eva, and that's gonna be rough, you know.
Yeah, but he does have to off race.
That's true, and I've never lost to his off races before, but it's still kind of scary because he's a child. I think the plan here, the game plan, is to camp, and then eventually he'll have to go to bed because he's like 5. So, I think that's really the win condition here.
Just make the game as long as possible, and his mom his mom to come into his room and be like, "Eva, go to bed! Like, you have school tomorrow."
I think it's wrong.
That's so funny. Yeah, Cobble's also not going to be playing next week as well. So he had his 2 weeks in a row playing, and now he'll have his off week this week. So instead of that, the Pool 2 and Pool 3 players will be playing. Cobble, how confident do you feel with your team to be able to bring that one home with Lock and Shu going to be doing the 2 other matches?
Well, Shu won 2-0 against your team, so I think we should be good in that regard. And if Lock can just get the 1-1 and Acheron get the 1-1, then I think we have good chances.
Would it be a possibility if there's an ace match for Cobble to appear in the ace match?
Unlikely. I think we have to pull out the Lancer after that stunning performance this week.
Yeah, perhaps that would be a good call, but probably not. Anyways, yeah, congratulations guys on your 4-2 win this week. Probably feeling pretty good about it, and thank you guys for joining up on the analyst desk as well. I enjoyed your interesting comments about the series. So yeah, thank you guys for coming on.
Thanks for casting, and thanks for hosting.
Thanks for casting.
Yeah, man, no problem. All right, see you guys later. All right, and there we go. That is what we have for the All Things Protoss Team League Week 2. All the matches have been played. We're going to get the Liquipedia updated eventually, but I will kind of bring you over here anyway to look at it regardless, so you can see what's going on. Wow, do you guys see like my flux like tinted, like yellow tinted thing here? Yeah, I don't know why that happens. Flux, for some reason, like doesn't disable when it should. I don't know why it doesn't do this. Like, I can disable it for this, but it's like, I don't know. Weird. Anyways. So yeah, this was from last week, but my team will be going down because we just lost 0-1. Eiger will also be going down 1. My team will still be in 5th place. Eiger's team, unfortunately, will still be in last place just because they also had a 1-5 from the first round. But I had 2 2-4s. So we will be up 1 map there. No, shut up. This is literally no. Shut up, people. So yeah, Jinlair Pink Wings will be going down to 1-1 with Team Shippost and All Things Primate being up both 2-0. Both those games were 2-4s, if I'm not mistaken. So actually, All Things Primate and Team Shippost team will be tied for first place, with Jinlair Pink Wings controlling second. And then, like I said, my team... Actually, no, sorry. Proletariat Esports also went 1-1. So, wait, did they? No, they didn't. They lost to... Wait, what? No, Zara, they beat me, yeah. So they're also 1-1. So they will be in 4th place. I will be in 5th place. And then Eiger's team Alternate Reality, will be in 6th place. Coming out of week 2. We will get that updated eventually. So, yeah. That is the current situation for the All Things Protoss Team League. Thank you guys for watching this week. It was a week full of interesting, exciting matches, so it was very fun to watch. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Cobble, I am not looking at any replays right now. I don't know why you put that in here. What even is this? What the heck? Yeah, no, sorry. I'm not looking at this right now. Wop. So yes, thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys later for either the next edition of the All Things Protoss Team League or my own ladder stream sometime later this week. I don't know which one it will be, but it will be one of those things. So yep. Make sure you guys... I refunded your points, Cobble. Shut up. Make sure you guys subscribe to my other YouTube channel, because that is where the VODs will be going. As I cannot upload VODs on Twitch anymore, because Twitch Korea is stupid and doesn't let us. So they are getting recorded and will be sent up over there. So that will be up later today. So yes, please go make sure you look at that. And yeah, that's all I got. Thank you guys for watching. And I hope you enjoyed this edition of the All Things Protoss Team League. See you later.